What just got said, the camera's on. You are live. Let's give it just a second for some. We are live. Just give it a few seconds.
We already got Matt Milton.
What's up, Pork Taco? Yeah, we got to get through the things. And eventually a show that nobody's watching tonight because that might be about par for the course. Nobody's going to watch tonight. Hey, there we go. Nobody is watching after last week. So,
what happened last week?
I will tell you. What's up, you guys out there, Pork Taco, all you people watching. We hope more of you will join. Welcome to this Thursday night episode of the Livewell here at Fish, North Georgia. Getting into that holiday season and all that. The fishing's getting good, and we got a pretty good show for you tonight. Real interesting topic of conversation, some good guests and all that. Got a lot of stuff to get out. It is total madness behind the scenes back there. I don't know what's going on, what we're doing, but anyway, we'll keep going with it. And we've been having a lot of fun here as normal, and it's going to be one of those nights, guys. I can just tell you, it's going to be one of those. Everybody here pretty much has got a warm belly. Let's just put it to you that way. So
I don't.
Well, you don't, but you're a kid. Neither does CT Breeze. So he does not have a warm belly either. So anyway,
wait, who is CT Breeze?
CT Breeze. That is Eric Beasley right there.
Let's CT not even Breeze. Go down that road.
We're not going to go down that road because, unfortunately, when you go down that road, you get limited on your monetization by YouTube. So for those of you watching at YouTube later on, we've totally apologized for talking about the stuff that we talked about last week, and I guess we're on super secret probation with YouTube. So we'll try to keep it clean for about the first 5 minutes, and so then I go, oh yeah, that's just them good old boys again. And then we'll get into the real good stuff. So anyway, let's take care of some business. Want to thank NoFo Brewery for their sponsorship of this show. Again, just north of Cumming on Highway 400. If you're into craft brews, food trucks, stuff like that, good atmosphere, good time, that's definitely a place to check out. If you guys like that type of stuff, one of the beers right here in front of us is called Snow Ghost, and it's a New England IPA with a 7.7% ABV. So if you're into that kind of stuff, that's definitely for you. So we love them up there, and we thank them for that. I don't even know what we're doing here because they're all back behind the screen talking. So I'm gonna take care of some more business while we're doing that. Your apparel.
Ryan's over here in makeup and wardrobe.
Okay, so wardrobe malfunction with Ryan. We have tried to make him not look like Shrek, shirt. But we're doing the best we can.
I like his shirt.
His shirt says the brim cometh. The brim cometh. So
they dang sure did last
week. Do y'all realize we have a limited budget for makeup, and it takes up a lot with you?
Well, while we're going through all this, if we give a shout out to our veterans.
It is the day to do that. How about you do that?
I'll shout out to the veterans out there. Appreciate your service.
Absolutely. I've got family members that are have served. My dad was a Marine, and countless others like that. So I got a cousin that was a Marine, and she served in Iraq, and now Ryan has showed up. Oh, that is terrible. Yeah, Marine Corps birthday was yesterday, right?
Got my khaki on.
That's right. So, Semper Fi and all that stuff that I don't deserve to say, but you guys definitely do. So a couple announcements we're going to take care of real quick. Guys, coming up in January 2022, Jimbo's Southern Outdoor Show Fishing Expo will be at the Lanier Conference Center on January 14th, 15th, and 16th. And good Lord, Ryan. And anyway, so this year, we're going to do something similar to what we did last year. We will have a True Grit. True Grit will be there. We'll have our own booth in Fish, North Georgia. And but on Friday night, we're going to do the live. Instead of that week doing it on Thursday night, that Friday night, we're going to do it, the live there. Paul, and we may even do one during the day Saturday as well.
Paul.
So we'll be there.
Shut your mouth.
So if you guys are friends of the show, we totally encourage you to go. The hours are Friday night, 5 to 8, Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 10 to 3. It's $10 at the door. Lanier Baits will be there, Cast will be there. I'm sure probably Georgia Blade and them will be there. A lot of your companies. You good to go now, son?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, looking like the Great Pumpkin from Charlie Brown. That is you right there, the Great Pumpkin.
We gotta get through Thanksgiving.
Joshua Tate, I hope it's not a Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction. I've actually seen Ryan with his shirt off, and
I'm afraid someone's gonna think he's a big old buck deer.
Oh yeah, I would say that I'd much rather see Janet. If you're a Facebook user, make sure you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and put your name in there so we can address you by your name instead of Facebook user. Nathan Dung, as far as vendors, like I said, Cass to be there. We will be a vendor this year as well. I'm sure you'll have your regulars that you see and all that, and I'm sure there'll be guides and stuff like that. But what's going to be pretty cool is we'll be doing the live show again. So if you guys are in the area, you can come by and come see us. I'll throw you on the show just like we did last year. Just call me Skunk. Facebook user, just call me Skunk.
That's Mario.
There's
That's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Mario?
Gotta be.
Hi, Mario.
All right, Skunk. How you doing, Skunk?
Oh no, wait. He commented right up under
Last year, Nathan. Listen, Nathan. Let me address last year. Yes, but there was a lot of stuff about it. Number one, the location, I'm sure, played into the cost, and also as well, it was COVID. Man, it really messed up a lot of stuff. So I think this year is going to be a lot better.
COVID.
And listen, and if nothing else, just come see us. I'd love to have Buddha on the show. So all right, so it was Mario. So
I know he kicked my butt last weekend.
that is a solid blade color on a spinnerbait come springtime. Jeremiah said about your colors. How many she asses did Joe blues? Listen, here's what we have decided. From now on, when we have a bad day here at Fish, North Georgia, when we think our life is bad, we get the Bible out and we open it up and we read the first chapter of the book of Job. And once you read and see what that man lost, we do not have it bad at all, do we?
We got it.
We're really good. So that's what we do. That's going to be our new
a great
tradition.
wind from the wilderness blew the house down and
Blew the
killed all
house down,
10
killed
kids.
killed all his kids, and I alone am here to report, survived or whatever. So, but yeah, you guys definitely listen. We're going to be there, so we would love, at least if nothing else, you guys come and that's right. You guys come and just hang out with us. We don't care if everybody hangs out at the True Grit Fish North Georgia post and all that. His list sucks. All right, so that's that. So anyway, Jimbo's that. I want to give another one. This is coming up really quick.
What the?
Hold on a second. Listen, no, I'm going to get this out. The 7th annual Toys for Tots at Allatoona, going out of Gatewood, will be this Saturday. It's put on by Big Shanty Bassmasters. I think blast off is at 7 a.m. You can still sign up at the dugout till the end of the day tomorrow. Maybe you can do it at the ramp. I don't know if the guys will. Yeah, I'm gonna pop that out here too, Gaten, in a second. Maybe you can sign up the morning of the ramp too. So, but again, I think this is correct. It's $60 an angler plus an unwrapped toy. So you guys, that's a pretty cool thing. And even if you're in the area and you're not gonna fish it, go to Walmart, buy some toys. Take it up there to the guys. They're gonna be out of Gatewood this Saturday and just help out the kids and. Doing it for the kids. And that leads me into this. Of course, we're still doing the raffles at Fish North Georgia for the Herd family. Again, a lot of you guys have been going. We got the fishing raffle going. Got the Revo 10-1-1 bait caster and some other stuff we're adding to it. The hunting one is an AR, is a Springfield Saint AR-15. Please, YouTube, do not demonetize me for saying AR-15. Hell of a gun. So that's that. $10 a raffle ticket. You can just donate. If you just want to donate money, again, through PayPal or Venmo, you can hit me directly. Now, here's something. Let's see this. Let me get the tournaments out of the way, too. Also, on Black Friday at Lake Lanier, there's going to be a benefit tournament. Throw it out a little haul. You need to contact Chris Taylor at 864-337-1143. I believe that's a 50% payback and 50% to the family. And then if you're on the electric-only side, that same Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, is going to be a benefit tournament, electric-only at Varner. You need to contact Chris Gayton at 678-780-7430. All of that money that we raise for that is going to go to the Herd family. I'm going to make sure 100% of the money we get goes to them. Now, we're going to start something. Here's a little bit of an announcement that we're going to start tomorrow. Here's another way that we're going to try to raise some money for the Herd family, and we thank the generosity of the people that are going to be involved with this. We're going to start doing a guide auction, okay, starting tomorrow on the Fish North Georgia group page, and there's still one or two other guys that got a contact about this, but I've got a list so far. You can bid on these. All right, if we just raise an extra couple $100, I don't care. It's all going to go to the family, but here's our list. You can bid on, and I'll have starting bids posted tomorrow, and we're going to go up in $25 increments from here. But you can a half-day guided trip with Jimbo on Lanier, a half-day guided trip with Phil Johnson on Lanier, PJ Spots on Lanier, and Alex Green is going to give us a guided river trip, which is pretty cool, and Paul said he thinks that's more for the striper crowd. like that. Is that correct? But it could
anybody
wants to go.
big fish.
You want to catch a big fish, Alex Green is the guy to go with. Kevin Underwood with Lip Sticker is going to provide a full day trip. We're going to bid on that. Ryan, the man himself, if you want to learn about power fishing on Lake Lanier, he's going to provide a full day trip on Lake Lanier. Jonathan Farmer is going to provide a guided trip on Lake Notley. So we need to get some of the Allatoona guys. Y'all can help me set up an Allatoona guy or something here in the next day or two if y'all can.
You don't want to go with me.
I know. So
I promise.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. What they're going to do. What we're going to do is that let's see. What's Ryan doing reading notes? You'll understand when I give you the topic here in a second. He don't read often, but this is important for him to read tonight. So what we're going to do tomorrow on the Fish North Georgia group page is I'm going to list all these guys out, and I'll have a starting bid. And if you're wanting to do that, if you know somebody that would want to do that, you can bid for it. These guys are not going to take any money from this. So every dollar that gets bid for one of these trips is going to go directly to the Hurd family. Now, I'm going to run this through, I don't remember the date. I'll put the date out. It's the second day of, second week of December. So we're going to end it up quick, but we're going to do that. The highest guy, highest winning bid gets it on all of them. And listen, guys, I mean, hey, some of this is actually worth the money. I mean, I know like Ryan and Jonathan are not full-time guides, but I guarantee you a day on either one of those lakes, you'll learn a lot.
Especially with Jonathan on Notley.
If you want to learn Notley, Jonathan is one to do that. So he'll tell you, yeah. Jonathan Farmer, to everybody, is also now known as Cathead. Okay? Yeah, because Jonathan was in GON this week.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, did you read it? He said, you need to throw that jerk bait up on them cathead rocks. And we come in, we're like, what in the hell's a cathead rock? And he goes, it's a rock like a cathead. All right, well, hell yeah.
Just like a cat head biscuit.
What's up, Kurt? We hunt like a cathead biscuit. So anyway, so you guys will we need you to help us share all this out too. So, and real quick, as Chris Gayton mentioned in the comments earlier, yes, True Grit is going to be in a couple of new stores coming next week. We will be making our introduction into Hammonds. All right, we have some jigs that are going to Hammonds, and we have some jigs that are going to Buford Dam Bait and Tackle. So we will be in those two stores. So that will be on late. If you're the Lake Lanier crowd, you can go. You'll be able to go to Hammonds, and if you like what we put in there, you tell them to request more. So we get some more of the products and colors in there. You'll have Oakwood Bait and Tackle, and you will have Buford Dam as well, of course, us, but we're kind of right in the middle of nowhere, so we will take that. So anyway, we appreciate the opportunity from both of those fine companies to allow us to get our products in there and let you actually see how good of a jig Ryan ties. So Dennis Patterson, how you doing, buddy? Glad to see you. So did I miss anything with all those? Can you think of anything out there, boss man, that I missed?
I don't know. You got Toys for Tots?
Toys for Tots, we did.
You got your angler thing?
My what?
Your angler auction.
Angler auction is in.
You covered all your Nathan Hurd.
Nathan Hurd stuff. Yes, we got that.
Give us Georgia Mountain Food Bank. And then let's
Georgia Mountain Food Bank. Let's do that. If you guys are up in the area of the store here at Fish North Georgia, we do have a barrel where we're always collecting canned foods and non-perishables for the Georgia Mountain Food Bank. Good grief, Tim Hawkins.
Silent.
Oh, it's Tim Hawkins. So Tim Hawkins of Hammond. So there you go. It is on solid. I don't know how he got in. But anyway, if you come into the store and you got a couple extra cans, food, something like that, we will be giving that to them, helping, that's always a need in our area, so we always want to help out people and raise the awareness that we're blessed. We get to sit here tonight and, we can have our fun and all that, but, there's somewhere out in the world people are going hungry, and, it's not too hard to help them out. I mean, it don't cost much to do that. So, Ron Swinford, I saw your jigs at Country Sportsman in Rome today. Well, did you buy any? Ron, how many of them did you buy now?
Last time I was in there, I bought a few.
You bought a few? Well, thank you very much. So anyway, guys, we do appreciate it, and we appreciate, like I said, the guys at Hammonds and Buford Dam Bait and Tackle for allowing us the opportunity in all the stores, and eventually we're going to conquer the world. How about that? Huh?
That's fine.
You think the Germans would sell a True Grit jig if we can get it out there?
I think so.
Specken Sie Deutsch? Huh?
We'll
You need to zoom in. You need to,
send them to.
you need to zoom in on my thumbs.
What's wrong? Oh, he's got blisters.
Yeah.
That
Listen.
comes from throwing a True Grit.
No, ain't no
Jig.
throwing. I tell you what it
Fine.
does is you take 2.5 hours in a bathroom. That's what it's from. I'm just kidding.
Well, there it
There
goes.
went the monetization.
There went the
There went the
monetization.
monetization. I'm just kidding. The man has worked his butt off. So, Anyway, I'm just playing with you, Ryan. Don't get sold
I
up.
go upstairs, talk a serious conversation with Dan. Hang on, I gotta go pee. It never fails.
I gotta go. That's that
Dude
blood
is
pressure.
diabetic, closet
That's
diabetic.
blood pressure medicine, man. It's got that. It's got that.
It goes about 4 times an hour.
That's it. Listen,
That's from picking
get out bird's nest. That's right. Coltrane fishing.
I don't
They'll
bird
fish them in
nest.
France. Well, somebody give me a connection, and I'll send some jigs to France. So, who else is putting out this many jigs other than Ryan? Hey, I do help when I can. So that's it. But yeah, so Ryan's been working his butt off, and we got a lot of great things coming. Again,
I got about
like I said,
96 sitting over on the desk
that
right now.
those are going to Hammond's.
Yeah.
Hammond's orders. So anyway, so let's get to the topic at hand. Okay, so we were kind of, there comes a point in the season you've had people on and stuff like that, and it's not that you run out of ideas, but you want to think outside the box and do some different things. Last week we had kind of the campfire sessions is what I'd like to call them, where we just basically got in trouble from YouTube, and
We had an actual.
we had Axel. And listen, I got to tell y'all a great story from last
You
week.
got an email from YouTube?
No, email. Just when we try to do that, they said they limited monetization,
Limited monetization.
and then it said the contents might not be suitable for some advertisers. So I don't know who that could be, but anyway, this world.
Never mind.
Steve Pinkston, you're welcome. So
Are we already limited?
we're probably limited, but we're getting ready to be
Steve
because
Pinkston
listen,
running around looking
we're
for
getting ready to
300-pound women.
because I told you. Listen. They ain't nothing wrong with a big girl.
You didn't see that all thing. Steve Pinkston come on there. He said, I hooked up with 300-pound woman. It's like, what?
Where did that come from?
Listen. Ain't nothing wrong with a big girl to me.
I
So I
can take this down the wrong road so fast, but I'm just going to leave
you
it.
just gonna leave it? That might be the smart thing to do. So I'm gonna introduce our guest real quick, and then I gotta tell you a story about CTBs before we get going. CTBs, as we affectionately know him here. So first of all, we got Dane Hunter with ABA 125 back in the affectionately known here as Dolly. He was the reason why Dolly Parton was on the post, because you do sing a mean Dolly. From now on, you'll be known as Dolly in our heart.
I've been called
That's
worse.
what
Dolly,
song
that's
tonight
it.
is,
And we brought him back because of his, a nice way to say his experience, his experience on this list. Andrew Murphy's here with the ABA 35, and he's here because we couldn't find nobody else.
I don't know what I'm doing, but
So,
I'll try my best.
and so he was doing his best. So he's here. Of course, Ryan's here. The
Brim coming.
The brim cometh,
The brim cometh.
and he's
Hey, I
nicely
witnessed
shaven.
it.
He's nicely shaven. You know why he shaved? He gets tired of getting his chain caught in his beard and stuff like that. And they got nothing more to do with that. So
You can't have that bass getting all caught up in there. I mean,
no,
Oh, you get tangled up in the weeds and you can't get it out.
that's what I'm saying.
we're trying to look for him a nickname. I
I already have 2 nicknames.
What's your
the
nickname?
Brim.
I was gonna call him Bubbles, but he didn't like that because he didn't look like it from
Well,
Trailer
I
Park
don't really
Boys.
look like him.
You don't, and your glasses aren't round.
No.
So what we're
Your
gonna?
glasses aren't thick enough.
No,
No,
Bubbles
not
is
thick
blind.
enough
Do you really think those are his real prescriptions? You know what we're talking about? You ain't got a clue, do you?
No.
Trailer Park Boys was the
There's
greatest show ever to come.
There's a
come
video
out.
on
Tiny.
YouTube of them like behind the scenes and him like taking them off and like he doesn't.
I would die.
I wonder if he really talks like that though.
I would die. Trailer Park Boys is pretty funny, but not appropriate for most people. Let's just put it that way. So anyway,
Limited.
we're going to talk about here's the topic. So we threw this out there and we thought it'd be really interesting. Top 10 lures of all time. Okay, so I gave that assignment to the guys, and I said, this is what I want your list. Paul's got a list as well, and so we tried to think back, and some of you guys have already answered it on on Facebook, on the page. You've already put. You guys really want to call him Tiny? You want to be Tiny?
Some people already call me that.
It ain't Melinda, is it? Okay.
Brim
Yeah, that would be something my wife would call. What?
I've never had a girl call me Tiny.
Not in front of your face anyway, right?
Into their friends.
Listen, I don't want to hear it. I had it on my back of my shoulders one day. Don't be touching me. I know. I know. Listen, man's packing a live squirrel. I don't want no part of it. Seriously, we need to get
I
you
got
in a
called-
speed up.
I got-
You know
I
what
got-
we almost did today?
If Bronson Cox,
So I really want to have.
if Bronson Cox is
know if I
watching,
wanna
he'll justify it. But when I was 19 years old, and
No.
I started working. They called me cornmeal
Cornmeal.
because I was too big to be cornbread, so they called me like a bag of cornmeal. And then they all called me that, and then some people started calling me Meal.
Let's go with cornmeal.
That's what everybody.
If I can't call you
that's literally
Bubbles.
what everybody's called me.
All right, so you're cornmeal.
That's really what everybody's called
So
me.
anyway, first of all, he's getting ready to do something because we know that Saturday is your birthday.
Oh,
Now listen, I got on the internet and
We
I
looked
tried
hard.
my hardest to find a Dolly Parton impersonator to come in here to sing Happy Birthday.
I
to
even
you.
looked for a mariachi band.
We were going to get a mariachi band. We were going to do that. We were going to get midget wrestlers, naked midget wrestlers to come in here and sing to you.
We
But
want them to come down the stairs.
and we were going to go like happy birthday to all of us to you, like that. But we didn't do that. So instead, Ryan is going to sing Happy Birthday to you, and he's going to sing it
I didn't know.
from your buddy's voice,
I didn't know that.
Mr. Alex Pierce.
Happy birthday.
Now let's sing it. Give him a happy birthday from Mr. Alex Pierce.
Is Alex watching?
Who gives a
I
damn?
hope
Go,
he
let's go.
is.
Come on, sing
Okay,
happy
so we'll
birthday to
sing.
Dane.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sweet Dane. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, I was gonna have him take his shirt off while he did it, but I think that would have been bad. All right, so there we go.
Yeah, you've
So,
been banned from YouTube. for
well,
life.
we just totally demonetized it, and if we didn't do it on that, I'm gonna do it on this story before we get started.
Something they be at 24 and 25.
So last week we had Eric was sitting in that chair over there, and somebody mentioned his
Stop. Let's just.
No, I
let's
can't.
just-
Don't do it.
I gotta
Don't
do
do
it.
it.
I have
Don't
got
do
to
it.
do this.
No,
I have
you
got to do
don't
this.
have to do this.
Listen to this. Listen. Come here, CTBs, real quick.
Your discretion is advised.
All right, so his nickname now is CTBs for.
I do not share any of the views expressed by Fish North Georgia, Danny, Ryan, or any of the affiliates.
Well, we don't share your views either.
What
Apparently
about
your
Lanier
view was really
Bates?
big.
Not them either.
First of all, we need to teach you how to cross your legs. Cross your legs like a proper person right here. So
I'm
people
not
don't see
crossing my
that.
legs.
But here's what I want to say. Not only did he have a flaming camel toe last week on the show, it was a flaming camel toe. He went home to watch it and watched it back to see if he could see if it was really that bad. He went to watch our program last week to check out his own crotch.
He's never coming back.
I'm no.
Did you see him
No.
flared? On a scale of 1 to 10, what was your camel toe? Say, Beasley.
It's demonetized now.
Beasley,
It's
on a
already
scale
up.
of 1 to 10, how
I'm
bad
not,
was
I'm not
it?
putting it on a scale of 1 to 10.
Do you have underwear on tonight?
Yeah, I always do. I'm not you, Danny.
I don't wear underwear.
He's going too deep.
Okay. Anyway. All right. Okay. So anyway, let me get Andrew back on. We'll get into the topic at hand. But I'm telling you, from the back end right there, walking away, it looked like you got a thong on though. We got to do something with that.
Lord.
You got to.
Gotta move on to the next damn topic.
We got a free ball. Is what we got to do, man. Free ball. Seriously. Free. Ask Ryan about me doing it. I don't wear underwear. I don't. It's bad. You get galded when you wear underwear.
TMI.
Tim?
TMI. Too much information.
Oh, TMI.
Dyslexia kicking in over there.
I want to rip my eyeballs out of your socket.
The return of Moose Knuckle. There we go. All right, so let's go. That's what I do. That's right. You listen. Underwear is overrated.
God.
And my mom always said have clean underwear on in case you get in a wreck. And I just said we'll get rid of that altogether right there. So here we go. All right, topic of the night. Top 10 lures of all time. All right, so we've got everybody's list. Ryan, I put your list back in front of you. I've got Paul's list, and at this point, you guys can start commenting yes or no on the show what you think about everybody's list. And we're going to start with number 10 for everybody, and we're going to work our way to the top. That sound fair enough? That sounds good. So what we've asked everybody to do is, if you put down a particular bait, some are general, but if you can be specific, let's be specific. So let's start with you, Dolly. Your number 10 bait, lure / whatever of all time.
It's going back many years to the original Georgia Blade Buzzbait.
The original Georgia Blade Buzzbait.
And I know they're upstairs, and I mean no ill will, but the originals were just so much better.
Okay, and what made them better?
Just the sound, the quality, it just,
There was just something a little different.
yeah, it's night and day difference between the originals and now. And to be honest, I don't know what changed,
Uh-huh.
but
But you like the but the
I like
original
the original.
Georgia Blade
I've
Buzzbait.
still got some of the originals.
Okay, how about you?
Fluke.
a fluke.
Zoom Super Fluke.
A Zoom Super Fluke is your top 10 bait of all time.
Yes. It
Okay,
is.
and what is it about a Super Fluke that you love so much?
I mean,
What's up, Neil Scoggins?
During the springtime,
Right?
You can't beat it.
You can't beat it. All
You go in
right.
the back of a pocket, you can catch fish all day on a Zoom Super Fluke.
And I think we're going to see some age things
Carolina
too.
rig is a
You'll see-
technique,
you'll
not a
see-
bait.
You'll see the Carolina rig. Yeah, that is.
It's a technique,
It's a
not a
technique.
bait.
That's kind of, but we could go technique on that. I'm going to go ahead and read Paul's. And again, here's that.
You suck.
Kitech Fat Impact was
Hey,
Paul's number
it's how I
10
do
lure of all time. So that's from Paul. What about you, Ryan?
Mine's the same.
Kitech, both of y'all gave Kitech number 10. I actually put a Buzzbait for number 10. But I've used so many of them, I really don't
Yeah,
have a
boy.
favorite. But I like Buzzbaits. I think Buzzbait, everybody in the
I
world
got
can do that.
Beasley's.
Oh, what is
got
CT's?
Beasley's. All right, so Beasley's is the Emerald Popper. So 10A is the Emerald Popper, and 10B is the Super Fluke, specifically in baby bass or pumpkin spice color.
Okay.
With a
that's-
gold swivel.
That's it.
Okay, so we got 2 Buzzbaits, 2 Kitechs, and 2 Fluke boats. I love Jim Farmer, but I really don't know if you're going to get Emerald Popper's bait all time. But, did you add that to his?
Yes.
The guy I fished with had a
You
beard
really voted
it.
it.
Yes.
Oh, you had his.
one on it.
All right.
You remember all that
All
right
One.
he was doing
One.
earlier?
Is that what it
I think
was? Is that what that
I
was?
was editing everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here we go.
I only edited one.
Danny likes the Whopper Plopper. No,
We
sir.
found out why Danny
there is a
doesn't
generation
like
gap.
the Whopper Plopper.
Oh, it's your
because-
fault.
I bought him a Whopper Plopper for his birthday, and he won't throw it.
And you bought him a damn 75?
Yeah, that's the best one.
You're a retard.
Listen, wait a second. I believe that's an R word now. There we
Sorry.
go. Oh, my goodness.
R word. Sorry. R word.
I'm offended.
R
I'm
word.
offended.
If you ain't throwing the 105 or the 120, you're wasting your time.
No, the 75 is good when they're chasing
All right,
small
next
bait.
topic. Let's get off
He
this.
dropped
That was
the
with a
R
hard
bomb.
R, too, man. You
What?
can't have no hard
He
R's
shocked
around
me
here.
with that.
Hard
Oh,
R.
75 is the best one.
Yeah, we're going to stay away from the hard R's. None of that stuff. That's exactly right.
Hard R's.
Spoon, I had at number 9. Spoon, and I consider a flutter spoon and more like the Daredevil that you can kind of reel in, that kind of spoon. I ain't talking about these itty bitty things like that.
You're not talking about the lead spoons. You're talking about the
I'm talking
more
about a true
casting
flutter
spoon.
a casting
Flutter
spoon.
Flutter spoon.
A casting flutter spoon because it's multi-species.
yeah. Well, you can catch anything on it.
That's right. So yeah, them big mag spoons, like around the
5
Magnum.
inch.
And if you order a Nichols and it says 6-inch mag whatever spoon it comes in, it's really about 22 inches long. I'm like, I don't know who the hell's measuring down there. But I've been lying to my wife forever. So demonetized. That's right, Coltrane. That's all right. We don't make no money from them
don't make no
anyway.
money from
So
this.
Well, when you originally called me about doing the show, you didn't say lure, you said bait.
I did for you. I did, and because
So I kind of went
he did.
really, really old school.
Well, I went lure.
He said bait, so I went
I
bait.
went lure,
So
too.
I'm going at number 9 with what I learned to fish with as a kid, a cricket.
I can go with that. I can go a cricket.
That's a lure.
It is a lure. It is technically. It's God's
Kinda.
lure. It's God's
Yeah,
lure.
it's God's lure.
God's
Yeah.
lure. But I can go with a
makes
cricket because I would
God's
say
plan.
that most people start off fishing with a cricket, and that's how you get the love of
More
it.
fish have been caught on a cricket than anything else, I'm sure.
I'm sure, and I still would rather fish with a cricket and a pencil float than I would bass fish. I'm serious. It's lazy,
I'll
man.
put my number 1 up against that.
Number 1 against what?
Well,
More fish been caught on a cricket.
Oh well, okay, yeah. So our number 1s are gonna be shocking. What's your number 9?
crankbait. A Spro rock crawler or a Spro Little John.
So you like the
Any
Spro?
kind-
So you think
Is
a
that
Spro?
I
just
throw-
showing?
It is showing. It is showing. Now,
I throw Spro more than anything else. Now with my deep diving crankbaits, like my real deep ones, I like the dredgers.
right?
Like
You
the
like that?
dredger 25.5.
Yeah.
Dane's got some seen me throw it a lot.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so Paul had for number 9, Zoom Super Fluke. So basically, you 3 guys have put Fluke in your top 10 so far in early things. So that's
Oh, it's gonna come up later, I'm sure.
yeah. All right, what do you got now?
Mine's a horny toad.
A horny toad, a
Of
Zoom
course it
horny
is.
toad,
Specifically white.
a white Zoom horny toad
Yeah.
is the number 9 greatest lure of all time.
It is.
is a Zoom
It is.
horny
It
toad.
is. You can do a lot of things with it.
Okay, what did Eric say?
Eric said a blue lily drop shot worm.
Oh, did you
What did he
say
really
blue lily?
say? What did he really say?
He said drop shot.
Okay,
Well.
the drop shot. That's a technique, though.
But I just said blue lily, so
That's a
I said blue
technique.
lily worm.
So, okay, but real quick, your favorite all-time drop shot.
The blue lily.
Come on,
Color,
just,
color.
Oh, come on, color. Just give me color.
Blue,
Obsession.
oh, sorry.
LJ's obsession.
LJ's obsession, not blue
Yes,
lily.
so he's
No
still,
offense to
he's
Blue
still,
Lily.
Yeah, blue lily's out. Obsession is in. Okay, number 8. We'll let Murphy start this, and
I put a drop shot for number 8, but I'm
You
doing
idiot.
the softy.
I
I'm
mean,
doing the softy.
Seriously, it's a damn
The
technique.
young
Yeah,
is
but
coming out
but
on
the
these
softy
two young
the softy
kids.
drop shot worms I like.
You think a
And-
softy worm is the number 8 greatest bait of all
I've
time?
caught so many fish on a softy drop shot
His
worm.
list.
It's his list. You're right. I'm sorry.
I really have.
I'm
I've
sorry.
caught so many.
Tim's Automotive Garage. I ain't seen that name in a while. How you doing, buddy? Right there, Chug Bug. Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. Robo Worm. Love all these things coming on right there. So yeah, okay, and that's a good way to do it, Ron. If you
Yeah.
guys got your own top 10 list, as we call out the number, hit the number and put yours in there. So Ron put Zoom Trick Worm, and I got to agree that would be in anybody's top 10 is a trick worm.
Oh yeah.
You know,
It's
like
gotta
that.
be.
So, but anyway, all right, so what about you?
That number where we at?
We're at number 8.
The old Bossa Jitterbug.
Oh, Bossa Jitterbug. Now I'm gonna tell you that is on my list. It is not at number 8, but I do have that right there. So, Paul at number 8 put a Rapala DT crankbait or a SK or Strike King XD, you know, whatever. So Paul went with crankbait for number 8. So Rapala, yeah, and I mean Rapala's on there. How about you, Ryan?
My number 8 is a Zoom Super Fluke.
Zoom Super Flukes are right there. There we got it. So that's pretty close. We're getting there. So Super Fluke or Fluke has made it in everybody's top 10, so except mine and yours so far. You ain't got it, and I ain't got it right there. So what did Beasley say?
He said a paddle tail swim bait.
A paddle tail swim bait.
A Kitech.
A Kitech. All
Okay,
right. So there's
so-
another vote for Kitech, which is showing youth.
And sexy shad
We're
chartreuse.
definitely showing the youth.
I don't throw contact. I
Now,
really don't.
my number 8 is a little bit different. Now I'm actually going with the jig. Number 8. Now the reason I got it so far down is because not a lot of people throw it well. It's everybody can throw
What
it,
jig?
huh?
What jig?
Well, my personal favorite
Well,
of all time.
I know what the brand is, but what color?
Well, I tell you what, I'll be honest. Well, when I first started, I started off throwing a Strike King, and I threw it with a. I had the what's that? What's them damn pork things on the back of it?
Pork frogs.
And it was
Uncle Josh's
and I had
pork frogs.
it was with the green and white polka dots on the back of it. That's what I
number
threw.
11.
So that's what I grew up throwing. It was called a pig and jig back then. Now, if you're asking me what my favorite color right now is of a true grit jig, I like smoke. I like the Lanier smoke. I do like the Farmer's Special. But my favorite to look at is the Alabama Craw.
That is a good one.
I like
Yeah.
Alabama
I like
Craw,
looking
and that
at
is
it.
one of them that's going to be for Dan Bait and Tackle and Hammers, just let you guys know. So that is good.
pretty
PB&J is good.
Chef special.
But jig is going to be popular, but it's kind of not everybody likes fishing it. But I think it's on that. So do we get everybody's number 8 right there? Is everybody going
so.
good with number 8?
I like Dennis Patterson up there with the PB&J.
PB&J is always
You know,
good.
that's-
Can't go wrong with
you can't go
PB&J. So
wrong.
number 7, Steve Pinkston's already started right there, is a shad wrap for number 7, and I can go with that. I mean, that's any crankbaits. I've never, but you know, to be honest, I ain't never caught a dang fish on a shad wrap. I never fished it that much. How about you?
You want me to go ahead and tell?
Yeah,
It's number 4 on my list.
shad wrap is Yeah.
SR5.
SR5. That's all right. So there you go. It's not on my list. Jeremiah Giles, the jig is the best bass lure of all time. You can't name a time, application, or place it won't work. That is true.
That is very
That is true.
true.
But the reason I backed it down on my list is because not everybody does it well. And you either like throwing it, or I have just as many guys coming in the
It's
store
all about
saying,
what you got confidence
yeah,
in.
they come in and they say, I've never caught a fish on a jig.
Well, they don't
And
have
then
any
you got
confidence in it. They're
Exactly.
not going to
So
throw.
I kind of backed it up. So what is your number 7?
My number 7,
Yeah,
Zoom Lizard.
a Zoom Lizard.
Black and blue.
No,
Black blue tail.
what color?
Pumpkin seed.
Chartreuse tail. Chartreuse
You're going
tail.
to laugh.
Motor oil.
I'm going to laugh.
Yep.
So-
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy. Okay, all right. I'm not going to
I
laugh
can't
at
tell
you.
how many dollars Alvin Keith Lewis, known as A.K. Lewis from Macon, Georgia,
Uh-huh.
and I won on Sinclair
Right?
on
With
the
the
cotton candy lizard.
Lizard.
I believe it.
Got a couple of comments in here. So Cooper McDonald, number 7, Berkeley Cane Walker. Cooper, you ain't but like 13 years old, son. Like that, you all-time list right there. So, but we appreciate you. We love you. Brian Marcuson, number 7, Jig. Nick Melanis, hey, nice to meet you today coming by the store. It was a pleasure talking with you and all that. So he put a finesse worm. We got number 7, KVD Fat Baby Finesse Worm in Dirt, and a Smithwick Rouge, however the hell you say it. Rogue. Well, it
Rogue
could
or
be
Rattling Rogue?
Rogue, I mean good grief. So it's like that. So,
Rogue or Rattling
My-
Rogue? Which one now?
oh, I don't know. Yeah, so which
Damn,
one
I
there,
don't
Frank?
know, yes.
So my number 7 of all time was a spook, specifically the one in the frog pattern. That's the green. I threw that
Yeah.
spook, that head and spook. I grew up on farm ponds.
Had the
I
pink,
just
had the
wanna know,
pink
when
in there
is
too, kind of the
Banjo
trout
Minnow gonna
looking.
make your
The
list?
banjo minnow.
When is it gonna make your list?
When we get on up closer to the top.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying. It's
God.
one of the all-time. But I don't know how many
Oh,
big bass I
God.
pulled off farm ponds with that color, frog-colored spook back in the day. And it didn't matter. And that was, I mean, I had confidence in it. I know it ain't a
That-
popular color now, but I
Hey.
love it.
That you're talking about the trout kind of color, aren't you? The one with the polka dots on it and the pink.
No, no, more of the green.
More,
the
it's got
frog.
green on the top.
Green on the top, but like white
Did
spots.
you see
and
what
frogs.
Kurt just said?
What did
Little-
Kurt?
A little Earl.
Little Earl, chartreuse, root beer back.
Dude,
Yeah,
how many fish have been caught on a little Earl?
I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
There's
it.
lots.
A little
One
Earl.
we were
I
talking
totally
about
forgot
this
about
Michael
Little Earl.
Temples,
How many
my
fish
number
been caught
7
on
would
it?
be a hula popper. Another good solid
Little
choice.
popper on deep Rocky Banks.
Hey, and I'll have your order done tomorrow there, Mike. So just letting you know, we've been really slammed, but it is
Little
coming.
Earl.
So,
I didn't even think
what
about
was
that.
so number 7 for Paul, and he's going new, a Mega Bass Vision 110. So he's pulling down the jerk bait right there at number 7. So that might be the earliest jerk bait entry today so far like that. What you got for 7?
I got a jerk bait, but specifically I have either a mixed stick
Mm-hmm.
or an evergreen. They don't make them no more. Evergreen kicker eater SP,
A kicker
which
eater.
is probably like the best jerk bait ever.
A kicker eater. What was so good about a kicker eater?
It has a much wider action and it dives like 9-10 feet.
Derek
it's
White
also
jitterbug.
about-
Yep.
It's also about
Solid.
It weighs a half ounce and it's about this big,
Yeah.
while all the other jerk baits are about this big.
I got you. I got you right there. All right. What did CT put down?
Beasley said a top water walking bait.
Well, I mean, there's 10 billion different ones.
So name one specific.
Give me a
There's 10
specific
billion
top
different
water walking bait.
baits. You want a Sammy, a spook, a cane walker?
Sexy dog.
Pencil poppers, so like shower blow.
Shower blows.
He got the SBs out here.
Shower blows.
Shower blows.
Shower blow. I don't even want to go down there. We won't get
Evergreen-
him back on the air
evergreen
next
shower
week.
blow.
Next. All right. What about you?
I agreed with Dennis Patterson on this one. I got the shaky head, but the only difference is I don't throw a creature bait on it. I throw a trick worm on my shaky
Lots of
head.
guys do that. Lots of
And
guys do that.
That's what I do most of the time. That's my number 7. I'll call it.
Brush hog over shaky.
Yeah.
I bet if any Yankees are watching, they're really just ripping us because these are all southern baits. I mean, we're talking about like lakes around here that we use. To you northern people,
Well, the
that watch,
northern
we love
guys
you
up
too.
there drop shotting Ned rigs.
Ned rigs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
all
you
right,
can't do
so
that.
my number 6, guys, we're on number 6. If you're commenting in there, and then we'll do a little discussion, and we'll get to the top 5 on down the road a little bit. So my number 6 of all time, and it has been mentioned. Derek White mentioned it right there just a few minutes ago. The old-fashioned jitterbug. Jitterbug. I mean, how many fish? I mean, that thing's been around 100-something years. It seems like. How many fish have been caught on a jitterbug?
Billions.
A lot.
And
Trillions.
and they still make it.
Into my brain. It goes bang, 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 insane.
What's
Wake
wrong
me
with it?
up before you go. Jitterbug, you know.
Yeah, no
Like,
shit. I
wham.
know what we're doing. Yeah, I know what we're
Every time-
doing. I'm just kind of
every time
shocked
I
that you
think
do
of
it. I'm like,
jitterbug,
what is he
anytime
doing?
I think of jitterbug, I always
Wham.
wham.
So you're a George Michael fan. We bring up shower blows and then you go to wham.
Wham!
Wham!
The exclamation point.
What? Yeah.
Tim Automotive, Buzzbait with a frog.
Hey, that's a good one, too.
Buzzbait with a frog.
That
is
is
a
a
good.
good one.
Nathan's going with a spinner bait at number 6 right there. Half-ounce rattle trap. Number 6, another vote for a fluke. And then we got a Rapala X-Rap. I ain't never caught anything on an X-Rap. Have you?
Never.
You know, maybe just I haven't fished it enough.
I had a guy in the boat with me this year that
Yeah.
He throws an X-Rap.
he threw one earlier this year.
Did you catch any fish on it?
Hell no. I threw it, but I didn't catch nothing.
Ron Swinford, it's a good thing to see the last FNG show. Hey, listen, we will come back as something. They can't keep us down. You know, we're from Marble Hill. We will rise.
I don't know. Marble Hill and Rising, that may not come
Hey,
in the
listen,
day.
we will come back.
I
we
don't
can,
know.
listen, we can do that. So,
Number 6.
that is 6. That was my number 6. What was your number 6?
I'm kind of torn at number 6.
Okay.
And I couldn't decide between Zoom U-tail and a rattle trap.
But you got to make a decision right now. I mean, is really a Zoom U-tail really one of the greatest baits of all time?
Oh, yeah.
Compared to a rattle trap, though.
You catch
Rattle trap probably edges
It's got
it
its
out a little
times.
bit, but I've caught a bunch of fish on both.
How come nobody's saying culprits? I grew up
Hey,
throwing
them old
culprits.
fire and ice.
Seriously, I grew up throwing culprits.
The
Fire
old
and ice
culprit,
culprits were the best
Yeah.
things in the world.
the
I
red
love
shad
them.
color,
Yeah.
but
I've got
here
bags of them
lately,
in my
the
boat.
way the two colors blend together, they kind of bleed, and I've not had as good a luck with
So
the
are we
new
back on basically the manufacturing process today is not as good as it was a while back, or
Yeah.
the attention to details a little bit
I
off?
think the attention to details a little off.
Okay. All right.
I agree completely.
That could be it. So,
You know, back in the day, you pull a crankbait out of the pack, and rarely did you have to tune it. How many do we pull out today that you got to tune?
Every single one.
other than a Spro, I don't know that I got to tune too many Spros.
Yeah, not really with the Spros. That's why I throw them a lot, because
Yeah.
you just pull them right out of the box and throw them.
I mean,
But with the Berkeleys, like I like to throw the
See,
dredger.
Nick's got my back.
The dredgers, you've got
right?
to tune every single one of them.
Well,
They won't
that's,
run right.
I mean, what do you think about that? The quality of things being made today, is it down? Are people just trying to cut corners too much to make a profit?
I mean, think about it. Even going back to the Sabiles, the old Sabiles, you can't beat an old Sabile. There's
Yeah,
people
you
looking
say that,
for
but
them
I have guys that
everywhere.
come in here all the time that say the new Sabiles are just as good.
I mean, I catch them on the news.
Because you're too young to know what the old Sabiles
What's
were.
up, lipsticker? You know,
But
like that.
who owns?
Berkeley.
Berkeley owns Sabile now.
It's
Yeah,
now the
but
Magic
it's-
Swimmer.
Well, they've
They
owned
own it,
them
but
for
it's,
what?
it's
like
but they
3
still make
years,
it at the
2
same
years?
place. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's
just
like
coming out
that.
as the Magic Swimmer, and
Right. So the Bayou Boogie fishing with Farmer, who is also now formerly known as Cathead. So Cathead Fishing Farmer.
Cathead.
Cathead right there. Congratulations on your article in GON. You guys need to go pick up the November issue of GON so that you can see Farmer's smiling face right there. And he can tell you what a cathead.
with a 4-pound spot.
I got a 4-pound spot bass off a cathead rock.
and I'll have
No,
my
I caught
copy
it on the
Saturday morning,
That spinning
and I expect an autograph.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
spinning
Steve
PJ.
Pinkston autographed his GON copy. We've got it.
Oh, y'all can come get my autograph,
And
by the
Farmer,
way, at
we
the
need
Jimbo
you.
seminar.
Yes, right. And so
What?
we'll do
Y'all
that.
come get my autograph at the Jimbo seminar.
You can
Autograph
come, yeah,
for
that's
what?
again. Ryan said he would sign autographs if you guys come to Jimbo's Outdoor Southern Outdoor Show Fishing
There was
Expo,
some
January
money.
14th,
Heck, I'll
15th,
sign
and 16th.
autographs up there.
You're not famous.
You're not
Exactly.
famous.
I am.
Is it famous or infamous?
I'm both.
Scotty Edwards, number 6, Wigglewort. That's a good one. That's a good one. Paul has got the Rapala countdown. Okay, you really can't go wrong with that. I mean, that's a lot of fish been caught on that.
Clacking crank.
The clacking. The what?
How long did them things last? About
That
what,
wiggle
2
wart
years?
right there. Them wiggle warts.
I don't even know what he said. Number 6, a Yamamoto Cinco. Very good choice. Very good
Yeah.
choice. That's solid at number 6. Guys, all right. So anyway, what is your number 6?
See that?
My number 6 is a spoon, but not a casting spoon.
You got a jigging
A
spoon.
jigging spoon.
You did.
And why would you put a jigging
I
spoon
thought
at
you
that?
weren't.
Well, a lot of the old timers that I
God,
know,
don't do
they all talk about back in the day,
hidden-
being December,
hidden
January,
gem
standing on
right
the
there.
boat on the front deck of an old boat, and being on Lanier specifically, but it all over the place too. If you watch the old '80s Bassmasters, huh?
Give me 2 minutes.
If you watch the
Nicotine
old
break.
like '80s Bassmasters
No,
and
he
stuff,
gotta go
though,
back.
He's got to pee.
yeah, he's gotta go pee.
There you go. All right.
But if you watch the old, I do impressions of you, Kevin. If you watch the old '80s Bassmasters and stuff, like in the wintertime tournaments, like they're always catching them on jig and spoon. So
That
it's
is
just
true.
like one of those baits that's just like kind of
That is true.
stood the test of time, and it still catches fish today.
I got
There's
you.
no
okay.
telling how many fish have been caught on jig and
Cooper
spoon.
McDonald, again, another 13-year-old bringing in. How old is Cooper really? Is he 13?
13, 14.
I think he's 13.
something like
You
that.
guys are going to watch. You're going to be
He
reading
weighs about
him more
90
about-
pounds soaking wet, though.
And he didn't like that 7'9" rod he
He didn't
wanted. He
like
wanted
that
something a little bit
7'9".
shorter. You're going to
Oh,
grow
yeah,
into
I mean,
it.
that rod was 3 times taller than he is.
He's going to grow into it right there. So
He'll grow into it.
anyway, yeah, it's perfect. So
Yeah,
wonder
that's
if y'all
what
do
they feel about me.
impersonations.
What to say when they ask what he called his big fish?
True Grit Jig. True Grit Jig. I caught it on a True Grit Jig. I love Cooper. I like him. He is always welcomed at our
Hey,
store.
that's a big fish puller right there.
He is. Listen. Can you do an impersonation of Kevin Underwood real quick?
Yeah.
I can do that. I got one. Hey, Danny, you got that live? You get that mega live? Hold it. What is it?
Well, Kevin called me. He'll say, "Yeah, so I took a guy out on the lake today, and we had a pretty good time. I was really explaining stuff to him. We went down to Flowery Branch Creek and Flowery Branch Creek, and we had ourselves a pretty good time. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
I got me a mega live, so I'm no longer going to get beat by technology.
That's right. That's him.
That's him.
That is him. And did you know that he and his wife they do the triathlons and stuff?
Yeah, shout out to
Iron Man
Sylvia Underwood and Kevin Underwood because they used to do Ironmans, dude.
And like I don't run that much in a decade.
Now,
I'm serious. I'm not doing
I
it.
didn't embarrass them the other night, but we went to eat with Sylvia and Kevin one night, Mexican restaurant, and they were talking about it. And Sylvia's like, "Oh yeah, one time I like passed him twice." So,
Oh, so she kicks his ass.
so we know who the runner is.
Okay, that's right. So we know who the real athlete of the family is right there. So it's Sylvia, right? That's
He's
his name?
he's typing.
Is he typing?
I
I'm
know
sure he is. What is your number 6?
Beasley's.
Either one of you.
Well, I done they made mine.
What
Mine
was
a
yours?
spoon, jigging spoon.
You got football. Eric Beasley. Okay, I'm reading Eric. What is
Beasley.
Eric's?
Eric's is a football jig,
And he gave some specific
and he said
colors.
solid white with chartreuse single tail Fat Albert grub.
Did you write that? Edited. Huh?
Not even close.
Edited.
Not even close.
He's throwing hands back there in the bag. He's like,
He's
"What are
getting
you talking about, man?" No, he said football jig, but he didn't say specifics. I just edited his list, so you know.
Beasley, do you really throw any solid white with chartreuse and anything on a football jig?
I got some caught some good ones on Clark Hill. Stuff like that.
He's still sore though about Clark
Still
Hill.
about Clark's Hill.
He's still.
Clark's Hill.
He couldn't move. It was too windy.
He texts me.
What?
He texts me. He's like, "Clark Hill sucks."
Clark Hill sucks. It was too windy. So
Lip sticker said loved it.
yeah, Lipsticker loves everything. Ryan does.
Sometimes you gotta flood
hey,
the boat.
Did we do your number 6?
No.
All right.
I know I went with another technique, but I said a Carolina rig. But
Moron.
I only throw my
That's
my
the
Carolina rig a
That's the
certain
M
way.
word. That's with a hard M.
Yeah.
Moron.
All right. Anyway, so what now?
I throw it a special way.
Moron.
Yeah.
How do you
I-
throw it?
He
I
throws
only
it the
threw-
Murphy way.
The
Exactly.
Murphy way.
Exactly. But it worked. Well,
Okay.
not really.
How is the way that you throw it, Murphy?
I only use a mono leader. Instead of using a heavy EWG hook like a lot of guys use.
mono leader.
Not always. Not always.
Then you're losing out.
Not always, because the softy worms, he adds a powder to when he pours them, that makes them more buoyant.
Listen, we're gonna.
You can throw one on the water right now. You can bring that fish tank over here right now and
We're
throw
gonna
one
call
in.
him up. We're gonna say we got a guy that needs softy on his chest.
That's his new
That's my
nickname.
dad. That's my dad's fishing partner.
Softy. Everything he has is Softy.
I do
your
have a
new
lot of Softy.
Okay, so your new nickname is
Murphy's
Softy.
new nickname
Is Softy.
Shanking Head. Yeah, Shanking
So
Head.
Murphinator's out.
Murphinator's out. He is
Out.
now Softy.
Okay, so does that change my jig color? Or?
No, it's still the Murphinator.
No, it's still the Murphinator,
But
but
you're,
you're
but you are
Softy.
softy.
All
You're
right,
Softy.
that's fine.
Softy's
Casey
jig
Grant
the
Murphy is
Murphinator.
right, and that is true about the way
Yeah.
they're, you know,
They're more buoyant. They
That is
float
true.
a lot better. So you can, if they're not far off the bottom, you can throw it with a fluorocarbon leader, and it won't float as far off the bottom. It'll drag more behind it.
Okay, let me ask
I don't
you
know
this.
what he's doing with
How
his
long
fish.
is okay on your Carolina rig?
I'm impressed.
What length leader?
I used to throw like a 14-inch leader, but somebody over here taught me different.
Okay, what did you correct him on?
I throw between 5 and 6 foot.
14-inch leader.
Yep, that's what I used to do. 14
Alright,
14 to
okay.
24-inch leader.
I know Jonathan is watching.
Mhm.
We were fishing in close proximity,
On top of
Each
each other. Okay.
and
Don't tell me he's sitting
Throwing-
there wearing them out on a 14-inch leader.
I'm throwing drop shot. And y'all gonna laugh, make your comments, whatever.
Oh, we will.
I throw my drop shot with between 4 and 5 foot leader. Okay, here's my thinking. Fish is on the bottom. What are they looking up for?
Okay.
So if you show a short leader, if they're suspended, you're throwing an 18-inch leader, they're suspended 2 foot off the bottom and they're looking up, your bait's under.
You were not the only person I've seen.
So
that, by the way.
farmer
What?
is throwing a short leader, I'm throwing a long leader.
I'm not commenting.
And literally, since I went to throwing a longer leader on my drop shot, that, where you feel the little bit of weight, I think he's got it real down.
Right.
No, they hammer.
Train.
Oh, they hammer it. So you get a lot harder.
Jonathan cut his off, tied on a longer leader. First cast, bam.
So you think the longer leader on the drop shot helps
Yeah.
you really going?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Fourth one I've heard of.
Did we get everybody's number 6?
I think so.
Okay, so now we're going to do the question of the night real quick because we got to make this show last 2 hours and we've already gone through the top 5.
One comment real quick.
Okay, go
That
ahead.
is the 4th Vexus that I've heard of this year that is like
I've heard
about
of
to crack
several.
in half and just come apart.
I've heard of them delaminating
D-Lam.
and cracking.
Is that what Bob Croxton had
Yes.
with the Vexus?
Vexus. He
He's
had
delaminated.
2 of them.
Yeah.
2 of them did it to him.
Delaminated.
2 of them
It hurt him
delaminated
pretty
on
bad.
Yeah, it threw him a long way.
Yeah, it jacked him up. So but I'm glad he's doing a lot better now. So, all right. So here's the question of the week. Now, we're not giving away a prize pack this week because number one, hell, we're so far behind we don't make them, and we always forget. And we get somebody give me a message, hey, where's my prize pack? We still owe Nick. Remember I told you today though, we owe Nick Treadwell some jigs. So we got to make
If you
sure.
want to give them to me, I'll take them to him Saturday. I'll
He'll
see
be
him
there.
Saturday.
I'll see him Saturday.
Well, we got to give him
I
some
gotta go
jigs and
help
stuff.
the way
We'll
in.
give you
He
some.
might have gave me the colors though, but here's the reason. The reason that we're not having a thing is because there's really no wrong answer. But this has been a big subject at the shop here lately.
This was me and Josh had a conversation about this for like 30 minutes yesterday.
I'm serious. This is some serious stuff. Oh, Bob had a Camus. Okay, so there you go. Not a Vexus, but still,
Camus and Vexus, I think, are made by the same people, aren't they?
is a Vexus the same as a Camus, Nathan? I don't know, but still, you pay that much money for a boat, it should do
Vexus
it.
is a lot of the old Ranger guys went and made the Vexus.
Okay,
Well,
I got
everybody
you.
looking for a Ranger. I got one for sale right now.
Wood's grandson.
Right. And
Okay,
there's a
there you go.
handful of other designers that when Johnny Morris,
And
the
my
devil, bought.
understanding,
Oh, did I say
Camus
that?
is-
You did say Johnny Morris the devil.
Johnny Morris.
That's fine.
Johnny Morris,
I agree.
Johnny Morris bought Ranger. He kicked a bunch of people out, and they went out and they started making Vexus.
Yeah, and they
My
started
understanding,
making. They
Camus
changed Ranger
is
to
the old
nitro.
Earl Bentz.
Camus is Earl Bentz. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Just
Yeah.
like the.
Well,
Stratus
regardless,
have
I
is
don't
an Earl Bentz
care. I
Stratus.
don't care if you pay that much for a boat.
It shouldn't de-lam.
Shouldn't de-lam on you. It shouldn't crack. It shouldn't do
apart
that.
at a Dang V.
That's
I mean, the way
ridiculous.
they build them things. I
It's-
mean, there's no way.
I mean, I don't have all
I
the
know they're
information.
light.
There's
I know
no
they're
way.
light. I know they're light. They're fast, but good God, how fast are you going to be moving with a hole in the bottom of your boat?
So I mean, it really. Bob got it. He got the raw end of that
He
deal.
got the wrong end of the
He got the
stick
raw
for
end of that
sure.
deal for sure. So
Big time.
anyway, the question of the week. Now listen, Facebook user. I fished 6 hours Tuesday with a True Grit blue heron jig with no success. What's the problem, Freddie? Well,
Blue heron jig.
do we do
Where
it?
were you throwing a blue heron jig?
I don't know that we make a blue heron jig, but do we make a blue
We
heron
make a
jig?
blue crawl.
A blue crawl?
Blue crawl.
Okay, well, it's going to be like this. How about this? If you're like me, it's operator error. But I will say this.
Or you're not putting.
We've actually had some guys come in here that have thrown a lot of a jig lately and haven't caught anything. The jig bite's been tough for some, and then we had guys come in here that said they're wearing them out on Lanier right now. So I don't know.
couldn't catch a fish on it last
I don't know. I
weekend.
can't give you a guaranteed to catch fish on any
When
of
the
it. but-
turnover starts happening.
But I don't know
the
that
jig
we make
bite
a-
is
a
like
blue herring
location,
jig.
There's a bait
location,
and tackle shop
location.
down in Middle Georgia that they guarantee that their live bait will die trying.
That's exactly right.
Well,
So,
I mean,
but anyway, I don't know, buddy. So I mean, I wish I could help you, but I don't. Many times I've
Hey.
thrown the jig and not caught a bite, but that is what it is. That's fishing.
I gotta say something.
What's
Dennis
that?
Patterson, a jig's not hard.
Yes, it is.
It's about how you do it.
But it is. But not
If
everybody.
you're taught how to do it right one
Uh-huh.
time, and you can stick with it and give it a chance, you
Yeah.
catch some monsters on a jig.
Patient.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
And I throw
don't
it
know,
year
but
round.
I don't really know what our when you do say a blue heron jig though is because we don't put out a color called blue heron. So we do have a blue craw.
It was a blue crawl.
So it might have been a blue craw. So sorry about that. That's just that's fishing. That's just the way it goes.
Or
So
maybe he was talking about those chatterbaits.
I do have blue heron
Yeah, the blue
chatterbaits,
heron chatterbait.
but that's
Yeah.
not a true grip.
But, yeah, well, I mean, we got I made him those blueback heron chatterbaits.
Well, just what you need to do is here's what you need to do. Tomorrow on the Fish North Georgia group page, when we have these guide lists that you can bid on, you need to bid on the one with Ryan to go out on Lake Lanier for a full day, and he can show you how to do that. How about that?
Sure.
Sure, that'd be a good one. And Derek White, I need to talk to you again. Sorry, buddy, I haven't got with you, but I'd like to talk to you about all that as well. So, lipsticker fishing, you got to get it in the right place. So, I don't know. Jig, listen, I own a jig company, and it is by far nowhere near my best technique.
Hey,
So, I like making them, but I ain't the greatest at fishing them.
I can't.
It's
The
tough
thing about a
sometimes.
jig is you're not going to go out there and catch 100 fish on it a day, but the 5 that you catch a day
Better quality.
are going to eat those 100.
It could be. It could be. All right, here's the question of the week. And that's just because we want to ask you guys your opinion on this. Take the stores out of it. Take the stores out of it because they're in it to make money. We're talking about at your house. Posting all over Facebook now. How early is too early to start putting up Christmas decorations?
Now,
How
Before
early is too
Thanksgiving.
early?
before Thanksgiving, it's too early.
It was a bladed jig, Freddie. Okay, yeah, there you go. We'll work on that. So, I've got a sister-in-law whose Christmas tree has been up for 2 weeks now.
Wow.
All right, I grew up in the day where you didn't decorate for Christmas until after Thanksgiving. Now, I don't want to insult people, but I think we're not giving the holidays their proper due. How early is too early for you?
Had the discussion with my wife the other day,
Yep.
and
You lost.
I have something that she bought, and I looked at it. It's on the mantle. It's Christmas something, and I looked at her. I said, "Honey, is that a hint for me to get the Christmas stuff out?" She said, "No, I just bought it, and instead of putting it in the attic, I decided just to send
Just
it
to
there."
stick it out there.
I said,
You
"So-
got an elf on the shelf.
No, just a little sign." So I said, "When do you want me to get the stuff out?" Day after Thanksgiving.
Day after
That's-
Thanksgiving.
Day-
You're a day after
Day
Thanksgiving.
after Thanksgiving.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty much like day after Thanksgiving.
Lipstick, bro. So listen, a Black
for me,
Friday,
it's
you
the
can put them
Sunday
up before Thanksgiving,
I got fish.
December 10th, like that. So, now, Nathan, that is true. I don't care when people do it. My family loves seeing the lights. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. Thanksgiving through Christmas, through the New Year's, I love it. I love the lights, but good grief.
What in the world is
It's
Brendan
like, let us get
talking
through
about?
Thanksgiving first.
Nobody lets us get through Thanksgiving
What
no
in the
more.
world is Brendan talking about before Thanksgiving?
It's too soon
It's
to put
too
the lights up before Thanksgiving. Huh?
Oh,
Seriously.
before Thanksgiving is too soon. Yeah.
It's too soon before Thanksgiving. So you guys say, well, what the heck's that got to do with fishing? This is the kind of stuff we talk about at the shop, but
Hey.
it was a very serious discussion like that. So, I mean, Paul, what did you say?
For what?
Did you say before Thanksgiving?
Anytime before Thanksgiving, unacceptable.
Anytime before Thanksgiving
Yes.
is unacceptable. CT, how about you, son? When does your mama put up her Christmas stuff?
I work at Amazon. It's always too early.
You don't really put up Christmas stuff?
A little bit in the house.
A little bit in the house? Do you have a Christmas tree?
Probably 1 or 2 weeks before Christmas.
That's
Perfect.
Some of y'all's houses can be seen from space with all them lights. And listen, I like that. But I just think it should be after
As long
Thanksgiving.
as somebody else is paying the power bill.
Oh, my Lord, too.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't
Yeah,
putting
so,
Christmas
okay.
lights on the outside of my house. I'll put a little deer in the front yard.
Chris
That's
Taylor,
it.
I say we celebrate Christ year round. Well, I do.
That is
But,
right.
you know, I understand that. So, yeah, I agree with that 100% too. Again, if you're having a bad day, you need to read the first chapter of the book of Job. Everybody needs to read the first chapter of the book of Job. Derek White, I'll do a partner in tournament and donate any winnings. That's tempting. Huh? What? Okay.
Hey, he can get in the boat with me. I mean, he.
Well, no. You suck. You don't.
Yeah,
get
I
to do
know.
that.
He can get in the boat with me, and then we'll go to his spot.
All right, so we got. We don't want to go to Derek's spots. We understand that. So, Derek, I might take you up on that. We need to have a conversation anyway. I grew up putting Christmas decorations up after Thanksgiving, but for me, the earlier is better. I do like it. When my kids were younger, I liked it, but now that my kids are older, I'm like, okay, my wife is big on Thanksgiving because it's a family thing. You do Thanksgiving. You had the football and the turkey, and I really do agree with Nathan. Turkey's dry. I do like the
Yes, it
ham a
is.
lot better.
Yes.
Right,
So-
I learned the turkey trick
No, you got
many years ago by accident.
Fry it.
How's that?
I
Fried.
actually cooked it upside down, so all the juices run into the breast of it. It was the best turkey, so ever since then, I now cook the turkey upside down.
Really? That's actually a good
fry
thing.
'em.
That,
We
that's
fry turkeys. Just make
you
sure
fry
that-
turkeys.
Yeah,
do
just
you
make sure
inject it?
that-
Do you
Yes.
inject it?
Yeah, just make sure it's defrosted before you drop
Oh,
it.
that shit should blow up on you.
Blow up your dang house.
That's so I say stop facing on holidays and have weekly family get together. Focusing on holidays and start. Well, you know what?
We eat
Lot of-
Sunday supper every Sunday
A
evening.
lot of families don't do that anymore.
we used
I can remember.
To.
Now, why is that? Why have we gotten away from that?
Life got busy.
My girl is already watching Hallmark movies, and that's what's wrong with the
Almighty.
world. The
That's what's
Hallmark
wrong with
movies.
the world.
They need to cancel that channel.
Dane, you look like a Hallmark guy.
He is. Look at him.
Dane, do you watch? Come on, admit
Look
it.
at him.
Do you
He's
watch
been
Hallmark?
watching him.
What's your favorite Christmas movie, Dane? My wife loves Elf, and we have to watch that dad blasting spaghetti eating Elf movie every dadgum year. And I'm so
way
sick
here.
of that.
On my way here, somebody
have
on the back
one,
of their
but,
car.
If
Buddy
it's
the
Sunday
elf.
afternoon, nothing else to do, and the wife's watching Hallmark or Christmas, we'll pile up in the living room or whatever.
You're just trying to get some brownie points right there, ain't you?
Hey,
And all right, you
Take
got to
a
do
lead.
what you got to do.
I've got
That's
a darn
right.
good
Die Hard, Home Alone 2. So that's all my dad watches is Hallmark. That's from Cooper. All right. So anyway, all right. We'll get back on the fishing talk. But that's just
Text Chris.
all you watch is Hallmark
Plan to
movies.
snuggle up and watch Hallmark.
I hate Hallmark movies, Mike. They all end the same.
Well, that, and
they're
then,
all,
there's another.
They're all titled the same. Snowed in for Christmas. Christmas in the mountains.
going home.
Going home for Christmas. We should do our own show. We should do our own movie, Going Home for Christmas and all
We
that.
got Josh.
I know we can make a movie.
We can make fishing for Christmas.
Fishing for Christmas. Oh my God.
You think Hallmark would? You think Hallmark would buy it?
Hell no.
I asked Josh.
You think the outdoor
I
channel
asked
would buy it?
Josh the other
No.
day when we were talking about that. I
Do
said,
you think
"Do you
the
know
local
any of
cable
those?"
access would buy it?
We're already watching The Grinch at my house. Guys, you know what my wife said the other day? I'm
We
not
watch
lying.
The Grinch
She wants me
year-round.
to go watch Grinch down at the Fox Theater.
What?
She wants me to go to the Fox Theater and watch The Grinch.
Yeah, you better get
We're
ready.
talking about Christmas.
Woo,
My wife's
money.
almost got Christmas completely done. All the presents.
I don't
Oh,
mind
yeah.
the shopping. That's
Oh,
just
I
smart,
know,
though.
shopping, just smart. That's what we do.
Lifetime
we
channel
start
sucks
buying
just
stuff
as
in
bad.
October.
Yeah, I refer to that channel as the man bashing channel.
What?
Lipsticker wants to know where CT is. He's over there on the couch. We can't put him on film. He's got the same shorts.
Him and Paul ain't shut up since the show started.
I know it. They're over there, got their own show
They're
going
about
on.
there
Got their own show going on over there. So like
Go
that. So,
join theirs.
People are hearing y'all.
again, hey, listen. While we're on Christmas, again, that's a good thing to think about with all the raffles and for the Hurd family. I'm gonna throw that back out there again, raising money because we want to help his kids
Looks like an
have a
inverted
great
rocket.
Christmas, and we want to. What did he say? Went over to my buddy's house and watched him fry a turkey. It caught on fire. It looked like an inverted rocket engine. To this day, I won't fry a turkey.
He did not
You got
defrost
to
it.
defrost the turkey.
You gotta make sure it's good and thawed, because it'll still be frozen in the center, and then it'll look like that.
There's our show, CTB coming home for Christmas.
That'll be good.
I don't even want to go. We're gonna get in so much show. I hope your mama don't watch
And at
these
number
shows.
5,
Number 5. Let's get back on talk.
Alrighty.
Hey,
Thank you, Dane.
Brian, Do It Danny live shows at the Fox are good. Not to watch guys in tights jump around like the Grinch. I mean, seriously. That ain't for me.
Riding a sleigh being pulled by a dog.
Yeah, it's the name of that just kind of bothers me.
What's that? CTB coming home for
No,
Christmas
the-
or what?
The thing at the Fox with the tights and jumping around at Christmas.
I just hate.
Oh, listen. My daughter did it. My daughter
It's in
did
my
a
truck. Well, my truck's not
contemporary
good.
dance class in Gainesville. All right, my son was 9 years old. I'll never forget this. She would do these practices, and all of a sudden my wife goes, "Well, it's showtime today." And I'm like, "What?" Right in the middle of Saturday, there was football on, and she goes, "It's showtime." I said, "Crap." So me and my son go, and this daggum guy comes out, and I'm not going to say, I just can't tell you nothing, but the guy listen, he had a pair of tights on and that. And he was walking around dancing, and he was a little light in the hoof. You know, that's about the best way to say it. And I ain't never wanted to see a live show ever again in my life. My daughter's dressed up like Zorro doing some kind of dance thing, and here's this guy in some green tights. And I'm like, dude, my son was petrified. He was like, we got to go home, Dad. What the hell is this? That's the first time my son cussed. At 9 years old, he looked at me and goes, "What the hell are we doing?" And I said, son, sometimes you got to do things that you just don't want to do.
I just hate getting in my wife's car because it stays on 104.7 The Fish this time
I
of
like
year.
104.7.
it's
At this time of year.
It's all Christmas. Let's sing
And
Feliz
she gets-
Navidad.
She gets on there and
Sing Feliz
No.
Feliz Navidad.
he gets on there and crank up the car and you're a mean one,
Mr. Grinch.
Mr. Grinch. And I just like
Yeah.
change it.
I mean, it is what it is. So, lighten the hoof. Like, listen, I don't know how to say it other than football bat and lighten the hoof. That's my ways to go. But listen, hey, you do you, people. We all, I do me, you do you. Yeah, sing it. What's the second word? Because I go Feliz Navidad, and then we start saying words. I go, hey, oh, hachi, hachi, mi cha. I don't know what the hell he says.
We need a Spaniard to
We need a Spaniard. Do we have any Spaniards in the audience?
I just don't want to say
And you should, damn it.
Hispanic.
Can we say Spaniards? You can't say Jap. Can we say Spaniards?
God dang.
I just do that because it makes Paul go, oh my gosh. I mean, I mean it in a loving way. I do. I mean it in a loving way. So, look, Nathan goes, I look like one. I love Buddha. I swear, I can say Buddha, can I?
Yeah.
There we go.
He goes by.
He goes by
Buddha.
Bassing with Buddha.
Bassing with Buddha.
Carry on. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Number 5.
So number 5.
There's always you serious people out there. But anyway, yeah, keep us straight. A Yum swimming dinger.
What? What's a swimming dinger?
It's light in the hoof is all I know.
It's like a swimming Cinco.
A swimming dinger. God, there's some great names of some of these.
Something else there for a second.
I said swimming dinger, and if you're watching on YouTube, it's swimming dinger. All right, so there you go, like that. So my number 5, I actually brought in the crankbait finally. Rock crawler 55. I don't care. I know it's new, but I love a rock crawler more than anything, and a deep little end.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Deep little end.
I used
And you
to,
get
that's
into
a
some of
lot.
the, yeah.
One that you just reminded me of that I used to throw all the time and don't hardly throw anymore is the old Bomber Model A.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I think, if you, and I don't,
I got
listen,
a boat full of them.
there is nothing good at Walmart. I mean,
Sure there is.
no, but I'm telling you,
Something.
if you fish Latham, they got this little Norman. There's a look. Your wife watching? Hey, listen, Miss Murphy, that was just a joke. All right, but anyway, there's a little Norman, and I don't even remember. It's gray with a white belly. Little bitty thing. Dives to about 6-8 feet. You take that over on Latham,
Wear them out.
you'll slay them. I don't know what it is. I've caught more fish on that little crankbait like that, but I love a rock crawler. I think a rock crawler is great.
Wait, if that slays them on Latham, what happens during the tournaments, Danny?
I don't fish it. Josh wanted a drop shot all the time.
Okay.
Ooh, shots fired.
Shots fired. I'm
Shots
just
fired.
kidding. I love it right there. So,
Man down.
rock crawler though, Walmart sells bang. That's right, they do. Hey, it is what it is like that. So Frank's Fishing said his number 5 is a chrome blue rattle trap. That's another bait that I've just never had any confidence in. But some people
What, a
have
rattle
caught.
trap?
Yeah, I just ain't
times of
fished
the
a lot.
year? When
And
it's real cold out, I like a rattle
here's
trap.
what's funny because Mr. Paul's number 5 is a rattle trap.
I
He's got
hate
the.
a rattle trap.
But you did. But as an all-time bait, you can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. It
No,
speaks
it
for
catches
itself,
fish.
and I'm talking the old Bill Norman ones.
The originals.
The original rattle. Everybody's got their own version of the rattle trap.
Bill Lewis makes
Or
a
is
good
that the
rattle
is that,
trap.
or is that the
Bill
original?
Lewis
Bill
is
Lewis.
the
Did I say it wrong?
original.
Bill Lewis. That's what I meant. You know, I'm COVID brain. But anyway, number 5 for you, Ryan.
I specifically said the Super Spook Junior.
That's right. Yeah, because we had this conversation upstairs. Why a junior and not a regular spook?
Well, Super Spook Junior, you can kind of throw it more places than you can really a Super Spook.
Right.
And
Any particular color you like on the junior?
well, they're really only 2 colors.
And what is that?
Bone and then that blue
Bone
chrome.
and blue chrome.
Yeah.
And that's a Lanier staple right there.
Bone and bone.
Bone and bone, 2 colors.
Bone and bone.
Well, you know what?
Bone and blue chrome.
You know, if Andy Middleton was on here and he fishes a lot of kayak stuff, if you ask him about buzzbaits, he says there's only 2 colors, black and black. That's all he throws year round,
Oh
whether
yeah,
it's
you get up
daylight.
there in them creeks and them
Yeah,
rivers
and he
stuff
fishes a lot
like
of
that.
river and stuff like that.
When
So,
the brim comes.
what did you have
When
for
the-
number
the brim
5?
comes.
Number 5, that's where my jig come into play.
And number 5, the jig. And now you talked about upstairs, what you originally fished with. I'll get the. No, I didn't forget about
The
it. I'm
first ones I ever fished with were Strike King.
He's back there already.
What is he laughing at?
He's already throwing his hands.
He goes, oh God, I'm gonna throw my hands.
But I do have a bunch of True Grit laying on the counter up there.
There you
on
go.
the way
You do
out
have
the
some
door.
True Grit. That's right. That's good for you. Ron put that's just pretty interesting. Number 5, an Old Bandit 200. Or a quarter chrome blue trap. There you go. Calling it out specific. I like that. Jeremiah Giles. Again, here's this color. Listen what Jeremiah put out right there. Pop that up there for me there. Chrome blue lipless is stone cold killer. My favorite hard bait of all time. Just not the actual rattle trap. But the color, chrome blue, is a very popular color on a lot of stuff like that. So, now when you do throw, if you were, and I know you said jig, but if you do throw a rattle trap, you like the ones that stay up a little higher, or you like the fast sinking when they get down to the bottom? You like the way it
Depends upon the depth.
depends on the
grass
depth
and
that you do that.
stuff like
Okay, all right, I got you.
Well, even
So,
if there's not grass, it depends on the depth that the fish are in.
how about what did CTB put?
He said a Texas rig, and then specifically a Space Monkey and Falcon Craw.
What is this space?
What the hell's a space monkey?
It's a Strike King bait. Dane knows what it is.
What is a
Space-
space
Have you ever thrown a
monkey?
Space Monkey?
I ain't never thrown a space monkey.
What is a space monkey?
It's like a cross between a lizard and a brush hog.
What?
It's funky looking.
So there is a bait
you
called
really
a space
throw
monkey.
that?
What do you say?
He said, Murphy goes, do you really throw? No, I don't throw that.
Down, young man. Down, young man. So we got you down. Don't. We're gonna have to call security on him here.
But
in
he
a little bit.
said, but he actually, in all reality, he said Texas rig.
We're gonna call that
What do
woman
you
from
throw
up
on
on the
your
hill to
Texas
come
rig?
get Beasley.
Yeah, I was kind of scared when I went upstairs. I peeked around the corner, make sure nobody's
Oh,
back.
The
there's
way
no
you would go
trains.
to-
Listen,
go
Lime Rita
anyway.
might show up. We don't want Lime Rita
Anyway.
around here. Okay, Murphy,
Murphy, number 5.
number 5.
Spinnerbait.
A what?
Spinnerbait.
Spinnerbait. That's
Rooster tail.
Yeah, well, that's included in there.
that's what you include in your spinnerbait
yeah,
like that. So
rooster tail's included in there.
okay, well that's kind of interesting. Okay, so spinnerbait, but what is the best spinnerbait of all time for you?
The one I've caught my biggest bag on was a Strike King KVD.
Okay,
Daytime
Suck up.
blade.
suck up.
No, it really was. That was the biggest bag I ever caught. I had 4 to weigh 18.5 pounds.
Is that up on Notley?
Yes.
Is that when you went over there to that one little spot?
Yes.
I know that spot. I know what you're talking about.
You want to go to it? I'll
Huh?
take you.
No, I know. I know what you're
I
talking
mean, you
about.
can walk to it.
I know.
Biggest
Yeah,
bag.
18.5 with 4 fish.
4 fish, 18.5. Yeah, and you lost that tournament too. You didn't even win.
By .01.
Yeah, he took second.
By .01.
He had 1850.
18.51 won the tournament.
I would demand a.
I was
a
weighing the
reweigh.
fish.
You couldn't cheat yourself a
I
tenth of an
could,
ounce.
but I'm not going to cheat.
I mean, good.
I'm not going to
grief.
cheat, though.
What'd Kevin say? Space monkey with a knuckle.
Demonetized. It's over. It's over.
Wait for that. We got
We lost that.
It's
We lost that with the Spaniard comment. There's a number 5, a Panther Martin with black and yellow spots. Excellent, solid choice right there. I I actually have some of that on my list. It's just not quite at 5 yet, so we'll get to that. We did your 5 because you said, what did you say?
Jig.
Jig, you said spinner baits. You said
Super Spook.
Super
Junior.
Spook. I did. So we did 5. Everybody's got 5. So,
Yeah, so we're
let's
number
start off
4.
with number 4. So number 4 for me was a spinner bait. That's where I finally brought in a spinner bait. But I did not keep the inline spinners and stuff kind of like the rooster tails in with my spinner baits, and you'll understand why in a little
Well, there's
bit.
certain
But
times of year you got to throw.
when I
spinner
was
bait,
younger,
certain time of year you throw.
and all of us old farts that watch this will know what I'm talking about because Dane has already said he knows it. When I was growing up, you had your regular spinner baits, but you had what was called a snagless Sally. I threw a snagless Sally growing up, and it was basically a big inline spinner bait with more of a real spinner bait kind of thing, but it was made in that old. It was that thick stuff. What is it? I mean, what the hell is
Compact
that?
hair
What
jig.
is that stuff? It's
That's
not.
a good
It's
one.
not
The skirt
the skirt material.
That flat, rubbery, whatever.
Yeah,
and
it was a
the vast
big-
majority of those snagless Sallies were either
even put that
white
one on.
chartreuse
That was like really
or
the first
chartreuse and black.
Yeah. So I
Hair
thought.
jig's
Remember,
one of the best of all
it had
time.
the snagless Sally had the sack. It had those 2 wire coming up to keep it from being weedless and all that. You've never thrown a snagless Sally? Murphy, do you even know? Have you ever seen
No.
one?
No,
Gunfish.
no, I don't
fishing
even
with-
know what it is.
Best spinner bait is a 3/8
pounds.
ounce Terminator
4 pounds
titanium.
bass.
That's
No,
a
The
definitely a good
old
one.
The old Terminator.
The old Terminators,
With the good wire.
the good wire. But that's the thing about a snagless Sally. They didn't mess up. I mean, you could just throw that and bring it through. I caught tons of fish.
Oh God.
Number 4 for Scotty Edwards is a 1/2 ounce buzz bait.
Around the
Frank's
4 now?
Fishing. 1-4, yeah. Lucky Craft Pointer. Lucky Craft Pointer was a very good. Now that 128. That's a very solid choice. What is Kurt's? I can't see Kurt's
Yeah.
comment real quick. What is it? Lucky Craft Bevy Shad, American Shad Color. So fly fishermen actually get all the funny bait names: the Slump Buster, the
Sex
Dungeon, Hot Butt Caddis, Meat Whistle, and 2-bit Hooker.
Zuku.
What?
That's a good one.
Do you
2-bit
guys-
hooker.
I'm gonna give you guys some knowledge right here, and if you know baseball, you'll understand this. But if you remember, Mark Grace played for the Chicago Cubs. So Mark Grace had a thing called a Slump Buster.
And the Diamondbacks won a ring with
He won a ring with the Diamondbacks, but Mark Grace has publicly said this. Do you know what? Do you know what he would do if he was in a slump? If he was mired in a bad slump, he would go to a bar, get tanked, and pick up the biggest, ugliest girl in the bar and take her home. And that was his slump buster. And it worked every single time. You guys can Google Mark Grace slump buster and learn all about it. True story.
Well,
Except for you.
as the old saying goes, I don't believe I'd have told that.
Huh? Oh, he didn't care.
I'm going
Mark
to the
Grace was
bar,
great.
I guess.
Yeah. And the Zonker fly, a sweet beaver. The Thunder Chicken and the Grease Stain are good flies as well. Cast net. Nathan's got cast net at number 4 of all time.
One.
There you go, cast net.
That's how he's beating.
Snuggle Sally had a flat. Snuggle Sally had flat rubber. That's it. So yeah,
Yeah,
Snagless
flat
Sally is what I threw growing up. So okay. So what was your number 4?
Number 4 was Shad Rap, SR5.
A Shad Rap SR5 out there. How about yours?
Buzzbait.
A Buzzbait.
Booger Man buzzbait.
A Booger
Old
Man
school Booger
Buzzbait.
Mans.
What-
one that
The one where the blade hits the lead.
And just go tuk, 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 and gets that extra little tunk like that. Who Booger Man made? is
Booger
that-
Man
Did
made
they
'em.
still make them?
Is it Nichols or somebody makes one now that does that?
Nichols might.
Head knocker.
It's called a what?
Head knocker.
That's the
A
best
head
sound
knocker.
you can get.
Best spinnerbait War Eagle and Spot Sticker. Maybe. I don't know. So what about you, Ryan? Well,
War
Paul
Eagles
at number 4 had an
run quick.
underspin. Paul he kind of left it blank because he was going to put underspin, and then you kind of was like, I don't know. But I
didn't
mean,
know if Sheffield was going to give me my special bonus number 11.
oh yeah, he didn't give you the bonus number 11,
Well, then
but I
get that
will.
Underspin out of there.
You want this, and you want the number 11 as number 4 right now.
Hell yeah.
So Paul's number 4 bait of all time is an 8-inch Huddleston. An 8-inch Huddleston. In what color?
Trout.
Trout. 8-inch Huddleston and trout. What do you think about that, Ryan? Huh?
I was just giving them great the other day.
Why?
I just was because I can.
Because you can do that. That's what we do well here.
But there's so
'Cause
many
of them
great
coming.
baits. You know the deep we are. There's so many.
Oh,
others.
I know.
It's
Our
hard to
list
come up
really
with these
sucked.
lists.
Yeah, it is. The Banjo Minna finally
There's
showed
the
up.
Banjo
Josh
Minna.
Franklin, how you doing there? A Storm Wigglewort. Now, hey,
Yeah.
that's a good
Wait.
one.
Wiggle work.
Who
So-
makes the Booger Man?
They
now?
got Booger Man still. So
Because I can't find a Booger Man anywhere.
and
online.
Jeremiah said too, you can still get a Booger Man buzzbait. By the way, so there you go. So you got to do a little research there, son.
I'm going home to order 50 of them.
Underspin with a Fluke
Spend my whole
Junior,
paycheck
Brendan
on
Glover
Booger Man.
right there. Yeah, underspin. How come none of us
Brennan,
have
don't give
put-
away
put
our
underspins?
secrets.
So yeah, okay. So
new.
Brendan, you
two
gonna be
new?
there Saturday?
two new. What did you have for number
I'm trying
4?
to talk him into coming to Blue Ridge.
I had a crankbait, and I had 4 specific ones. I had a Norman Deep Little End.
Yep.
An RK55 rock crawler.
Yep.
A DD22.
Going deep.
Yeah.
Old school.
Old school.
Yeah.
Old school.
DD22. And then the last one that I said was a Bandit 200.
What?
You know, listen, a bandit. There's no telling how many bandits have been sold out there. There's a lot
Billions.
of bandits
Now, that
out
Bandit
there.
200
What color
solid
on the
white.
DD22?
DD22.
What color?
Blue, lavender shad.
That's a beautiful color. It
Lavender
is.
shad. Is
That's
that what
what
you
I
said?
throw.
You throw that.
Yeah.
What? Okay. What do you think is the best? While we got you right here, what is the best crankbait of all time? The best crankbait of all time.
The best. What?
The best crankbait of all time.
Shad Rap.
Shad Rap. We got to vote for
It's
a
probably
Shad
caught
that's-
more fish than anything. A shad rat,
Shad Rap?
than any other crankbait.
Well,
But in my opinion-
let's narrow that a little bit. Diving or top water?
diving.
Then I'd go with an SR5.
Are you talking about?
A diving
Are you
crankbait.
talking about the action of it? The like deep diving,
Oh,
square
Just
bill.
what's the
just-
best in your opinion?
I mean, I like the. It's hard.
It is
It's a
hard
one
because it's kind of hard to.
pick. It's
I
hard
tell
to
you what,
narrow
I got-
down between the
I got
depth
the
ranges
most
'cause I got
confidence in a
different
rock
ones.
crawler. I had the
Certain
most
times of the
confidence
year,
in a
yeah.
rock crawler.
Certain times of the year.
Yeah, but I don't throw that. So DT6 best of all time. There's an
Right.
answer to that.
DT6
If
is
you're
caught some-
talking right
caught-
now,
God knows
Yeah.
how many.
it'd be between
45.
yeah, the DD45, the new little small profile
right?
Spro, or the rock crawler.
I just think the rock crawler is
Right.
just DT7 flat best ever, says Cooper right there. Best crankbait is a Rapala DT6. A fat free shad isn't got an
Fat
answer
free
right
shad's a really good one
there.
too.
What did
There's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
I hadn't
A
heard
fat
fat
free
free
shad,
shad in a
see,
while.
that's it.
I've got them in my
and,
boat.
and
I
that's
just
the
don't
thing
ever
about
throw
these
them
lists. We're coming
Bill
up. There's so
Dance.
many we haven't even talked about or will
The
talk
Bill-
about.
yeah,
so, I mean,
exactly.
Little
Bill
Richard
Dance.
looking ball.
yeah.
Talking about old.
Do you like balsa over? You like the old balsa baits compared to the new ones?
Yeah,
If you can
I
find
would
them,
rather
yeah.
pay twice as much to get a balsa version versus the plastic and resin.
Are you getting tired there, son? It ain't much. We ain't get much. What did Beasley put as the number
Beasley
4?
Beasley put a spinnerbait, and he said specifically a Walmart $1 brand white single willow.
The
I saw
reason
him
he
right
put listen, the best crankbait
Oh,
ever
black
made
and
is the
yellow.
Spro Little John. A lot of people would say that.
Yeah,
That's
the
a
Little
good-
Johns are
Little
great.
John.
That's a good one.
Little John's a great
Yeah.
crankbait, but I have a lot of bills break.
Well, see, I have that problem with the DT.
breaking the bills.
I break a lot of bills
Y'all
on
need
the
to
Little
quit throwing them
Johns.
on them racks.
Well, you got to throw them on them cat.
Kevin
Yeah,
Thornton,
yeah,
what's up,
rocks,
buddy?
I guess.
Pose crankbaits. That's it. Yeah, there you go. Derek White, a bomber flat side.
Hey,
Hey, now listen,
Yeah, I threw
that's
mini opposed flat side.
yeah. And see, that's the thing is that there's so many baits we're forgetting because we just made this list. But that's the other cool
Yeah, I
thing
made
is I
this
wanted
sitting
to
in
do
my
this because
truck
I
at
knew
lunch.
people would do that right there. So got another shaky head with a watermelon zoom Magnum finesse worm. You know, that's solid right there. Spro Little John's hard to beat. DT6. DT6 is getting a lot of
love
baits.
for the, like a man's, like a 1 minus or something.
No love for the mans out there.
Legendary one.
It is legendary,
Oh,
but
I had an uncle, rest his soul, my Uncle Alvin, that we left Warner Robins, Georgia, and drove all the way to Eufaula because there was a little gas station there that had the baby 1 minus. And you couldn't find them anywhere.
And he wanted it.
Chuck's Bait and Tackle in Warner Robins. You know, this is going old school. Oshman's at the mall didn't have them.
Right.
You know, this was before Bass Pro Shop and
Right.
all that. Literally got in Saturday morning, drove all the way to Eufaula to pick up baby 1 minuses.
Well, if you love a bait, you'll do what you got to do. Man's jelly worm, that's an interesting
Hey.
one.
I've got 5 bags of
Alright.
them, and I
Here's
won't
going
throw
back.
them.
All right,
Who
well,
can remember when you went in the bait and tackle shop and pulled the lid off the glass container and reached in and grabbed a handful, and they sold them by weight.
Well, I tell you what, it's never happened to me, but it's funny you said that because Kevin Bolton was in here the other day, and he said that there's a store it's up north, because he's one of our favorite Yankees, but up north where you go in, and it's like a candy store, and they still have the things, and you buy it by the pound. You buy your soft plastics by the pound. He probably can pop that store name back up, but it is. He was telling us about it. I've never experienced that around here.
Yeah.
Because to be
I
honest,
remember that when I was a kid. I grew up in a little town in South Georgia called Baxley.
right?
And the very first bait and tackle shop I ever walked in was a place called Hook, Line, and Sinker.
Uh-huh.
And I was a little fella.
Yeah, but that's the way they sold the soft plastics back then.
Had little buckets hanging on the wall that you went over and bought corks as individuals, and if it was a slip cork, you had to remember to get the peg to go in it.
To go in the court.
It was
Yeah.
old school bait and tackle.
That is old school. Those things don't exist anymore. Maybe that's something we might ought to do here. Just get some bulk soft plastics and stick it out there and let people just come grab it by the handful. So I think that would be pretty cool.
It was a good way to try different colors without having to buy,
A whole bag
A
of
whole bag of
each.
That's pretty good. I wonder why people don't do that anymore. So, Kevin Bolton, if you're on here, give me that store name that you were talking about like that. So, all right, let me get Tracy Coker's 3XD or 6XD Strike King crankbaits are pretty good. They are. Michael Temple's. It's hard to beat a square bill. They've been around forever. Rapala X-Rap is the GOAT. And in Jeremiah's talk, this is pretty interesting. People had to actually rent the X-Rap $20 deposit. Pop it back up here the day. Let's see, where we go. By the day, because they couldn't keep them all on the shelves back in the day when they first came out. I don't know. Hey, I have no idea. I don't. Handful sounds good, Tracy Coker. I gave Tracy a few of the worms that we've had Softy pour for us in that color that you like right there. And he took them out on a certain lake the other day, and he had very good success on that lake with those worms. So if he wants to say the color, he can, but I won't.
I know what color you're
I
talking
know what
about.
color you got. So
You know what color we're talking about.
and he actually went on Lanier and was showing me the pictures.
Hey.
And he said
They
that was the
eat
only
'em.
thing they were bite
Got
that
certain
day.
lake under your hat.
Yeah.
That certain lake, I'm
Well,
not saying
he's keeping the color.
Keeping the color.
the color. I will say it was Lanier. It was Lanier, but Tracy can say the color if he
He's not
wanted to do
gonna
that.
tell you it's happy juice, but
Yeah, it's not Happy Juice. It wasn't Happy
I know
Juice.
what color it is.
Ryan, I'm gonna let you start off number 3. Number 3 bait of all time on your list.
Number 3 was probably responsible for more money won in 20-year span, maybe a little bit longer than that, than any other bait combined that we're talking about. A Stanley spinnerbait.
A Stanley spinnerbait. I remember when we were talking about spinnerbaits, you straight up said Stanley
A
spinnerbait.
Stanley spinnerbait.
Ron Swinford
who was the
spinnerbait.
guy that was on
Yep.
ESPN? It was Lonnie, wasn't it?
That threw a Stanley?
No, I'm thinking of baseball player.
You're thinking of a baseball player?
No, Lonnie Stanley.
Oh, Lonnie Stanley. Okay, so Farmer, number 3, Lucky Craft Stacy 90 jerkbait. That's solid. Fluke is Nathan, is Buddha's number 3.
Beasley's is a flipping swim jig, is what it says. He said flipping swim jig.
A flipping or a swim jig like that. Brian, it's pretty cool. Brian Marcuson said number 3, spinnerbait. How about you?
Old school.
Uh-huh.
I've caught so many fishing ponds growing up and on the lake. Old school Rebel Poplar.
Old school Rebel Pawpaw. That's a solid. OG, that's solid. Mine is an OG kind of bait too when I get to mine. So what about yours? Number 3.
Got to be, and not really, kind of the same but a little different. Either the trick worm or finesse worm.
Right.
Depending on the lake.
Right. Trick worm or finesse worm like that. Tracy Coker did say it. I wanted him to do it. So the PB&J, we've got some PB&J worms that we had poured for us here in the 5 and the 6 inch if you want to come by with a particular style shaky head that not many people use for shaky heads. And I'm not going to give away that secret, but I know what it is. It is that Kurt Wehunt, a half ounce, where does it go there? Half ounce swing head with a Zoom Z Craw, especially Oconee, Sinclair, and the Savannah River chain.
Yeah.
That's solid. That's solid right there. Now, I went like old school on mine. Huh? We did what?
I don't want to argue that.
You want to argue that? You can't. Yeah, that's tougher. Now, my number 3 lure of all time, I've caught so many. And again, it's out of style now.
Look.
I don't know why. What is it? Little George.
Yeah, I
Hey
thought about
Murphy.
that the other day.
Hey, Andrew Murphy,
If
you know.
anybody's got
Oh, I
any
know
little
what he's talking
Georges,
about.
let me know. I'll
I got one.
buy 'em.
You'll buy the little Georges. That's a solid. That's a solid. Little
I've got a
Georges.
bunch of
It
them.
caught a lot of fish. So yeah, absolutely. Now my number 3.
I never spent it.
More kids probably learned how to do this back in the day, but my number 3 of all time is the original floating Rapala.
Yes.
The original old
Number
school,
11.
huh?
Number 11.
Number 11 in the silver or the gold. Number yeah,
Can't
the
go
one that was
wrong.
about 6 inch, 5.5 to 6 inches.
Oh, trust me.
I like the bigger one, but I grew up on. I got 27 of them. Derek White said, so, "Hey, Derek, we might want to sell him some." So, Ron Swinford, I got plenty of little Georges and still use them.
They eat them.
But I grew up farm ponds and stuff like that, and you could throw those things out. And remember when the Bangalore came out? I mean, it came out kind of afterwards. It was a big stick bait like that. But I don't know how many fish I've caught on an old school floating Rapala.
You go up in the center box, there's a
Why? Okay, well,
nothing but number 11s in there, and there's silver with black back and gold with black.
why has that fall out of style? It's never not caught fish.
It hadn't fallen out of style with me.
I know it, but
That's one of them I was trying to keep under my hat.
Yeah, he
That
pulled
negative,
one out
yeah.
last year and started wearing me out on it.
nobody fishes the old school Rapalas anymore much, and I love them.
Still.
You can catch fish with them. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, yeah, anywhere you
And
go.
even the old brokeback Rapalas.
Yeah, yeah. You like those? Yeah, that was always a good bait. So I don't really know why nobody throws them anymore. All right, so let's go with number 2, and I'll let Dane start this one off. Number 2 bait of all time.
Only because of my success rate with it. Cinco.
A Cinco. Okay, and you fish your Cinco how? Come
On
on.
the end of a line.
I knew that answer. I know the answer, but I didn't think he was going to say it. I didn't do that. So number 2.
I have spent lots of time.
I understand. I know exactly how he throws it. So number 2, the Deep We Are crankbait. It is a spot killer and a great cold water bait. Can't really argue with that. The Long A Bomber in the chrome and blue. Again, chrome and blue.
General Max sent
Come
one.
out. General Max scent
That's
worm.
new right there.
You know, it is new, but I will say it is pretty good. It is a.
Try one of those out. Where can you get one?
You could get them at Fish North Georgia if I got them in stock. Good grief, then things
You
go
got
quick.
a couple of them.
I do
got a
have
couple
some.
bags. up
I got a
there.
couple bags still left up there. Brian says trick worm, finesse worm. There you go, like that. Nathan says I'm going with a jig at number 2, and that includes a chatterbait. And I can see that.
With him either.
No, not at all. You can, Yamaha.
Hula
Oh,
Grub.
Hula Grub.
Hula Grub.
Hey, they started making them again.
Did they finally start making them again?
You have them upstairs.
Yeah, but not the separate.
Not the original.
Now-
There is a company.
They're kinda getting close.
I think it's out in Texas that you can get.
Well,
the
this-
skirt, the separate
they're
skirt. No,
working
we
on it.
actually we have
I need to
the
know
we have the
something.
mold. We just
They're
ain't pouring
working on
stuff
it.
like that. We do. We can only pour 2 at a time, so we're not going to do that. But
I'll come here and pour
they're
them.
Frank's Fish and the original floating Rapalas. Listen, I actually think that they're awesome. I just think that's one of the best of all time. What did you have for you? Who did that? Who said that? Who started that off?
Cinco.
You did a Cinco. What about you? Number 2,
A Stanley Jig.
a Stanley Jig.
Sticking with the Stanleys.
Sticking with the Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley Jig was probably one of the first jigs you could like openly go places and actually like find on the shelf and tackle stores.
So one of the originals back in the day.
Yeah.
And what was it about a Stanley Jig? Is it just because that was the only one out there, or is there something special about a Stanley Jig that you like?
Just childhood.
Just your child? Is that? Are we reminiscing there?
Well, I mean, it was just really, like I said, it was one of the first jigs like at mass produced.
Right.
And like again, going back to it again, if you watch those '80s Bassmasters, early '90s, they're always flipping a Stanley Jig.
They are. They are.
And,
Yeah.
then Strike King come along with Denny Brower and a couple other guys, and there for a little while, the Stanley Jig. If you weren't throwing a Stanley Jig, and you weren't throwing a homemade jig, then you were throwing a Strike King jig. There really
Right.
wasn't
a lot
there
of
really
variety.
wasn't anything else to throw. So
I got
and
you.
now we've got all kinds of.
We do. You have all kinds of opportunities of selection, but there's only one
Only
that
one
beats
now.
the best, and it ain't Picasso, guys. So that's right. It is not
Shots
Picasso.
fired.
You know. It is a true grit jig because Ryan ties them, and I see what he does and what he puts into them.
But
So
there's also so many local made baits that never go into.
that's
the
right.
stores.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, like I said, I grew up in South Georgia, and one of the first spinner baits that I threw was the McAdoo and the McAdoo 2. The difference was the McAdoo was a single Colorado blade. The McAdoo 2 was
Two Colorado
two
blades.
Colorado.
Could you imagine the vibration on a double Colorado coming through the water?
No, we're not talking about this.
Big.
massive
We're not
blade.
talking number fives. We're talking about like number ones.
Oh, okay.
Number three.
All right, so that Berkeley Gulp is the only plastic I can think of you can fish like live bait and still get hit. Yeah, man, there is some possibilities with that like that. So, what did the young buck Beasley put down for number 2? There, Ryan.
Emerald popper again.
No,
Pro-
he actually
probably.
said a 6XD crankbait.
Oh, okay. So he came with
Did
a
you
little
really?
bit. We've
Okay.
seen
I'm
that
just making
several
sure
times
it's right.
tonight.
Emerald popper 1, 2, 3.
Emerald Popper 1, 2, 3. There we go. What was your number 2 of all time?
A jig.
A jig. Okay, so
jig.
there you go. So you're finally up
flipping
on the jig, a flipping jig, and
He loves a jig.
I understand
throw
he
it all
loves
the
a
time.
jig.
Well, there's only 2 baits that I throw consistently.
A jig.
Jig, and then my number 1. I can't say.
Okay,
it.
don't say your number 1. Have you done it yet? Number 2?
Yeah.
You started off with Cinco.
Yeah.
Okay, because mine was technically a plastic worm. Now my favorite of all time, and I'm going old school, was the original culprits. I
Yeah.
caught a ton of fish on the original culprits when they first come out. I know that, and I don't fish them as much anymore because up here you go with a little more of a, different style worm and all that. But I mean, the zooms are good. All those are good. But I really like. But
Zooms
the
lose
original
quality.
culprit was tough. Remember, it was a hard. I mean,
Yeah.
you wasn't gonna rip
But I
that thing
caught a
off.
bunch of fish on man's jelly worms too. You know, the blueberry with the fire tail and
What's the biggest worm you've ever thrown?
You're gonna laugh.
No, I'm
And
not.
he'll tell you they're in my boat. I've got several bags of man's jelly worms, 12-inch.
The big 12 inches
Big
like
12
that,
inch,
yeah.
And I will still throw them.
We got some of the 13-inch trickster baits up, and my God, after throwing them for a whole day, though, it's a little bit of work like
Well,
that.
if you
So,
get bit on it, you better you better hold on.
well, it's
I mean,
it's
you
like
think
that.
about it,
So,
that's a snake that suckers eat.
we got.
Speaking of snakes, do you remember the old Doug Hanna?
Yes, I do.
Snakes? The
Yes, I
Bass
do.
Professor.
The Bass Professor.
What did Tim brought one up here, didn't he?
I believe somebody brought one. Yeah, Tim might have had one that night. Now,
Snake kid.
before we get to number 1, did everybody do their number 2s? Everybody did number 2s.
Oh, what was Paul's number 2?
Paul's number 2. Oh, I didn't write that. Skirted jig and a trailer. So a jig.
So
So,
me- so me and
jig.
you are
Sorry,
about the
Paul.
same.
Got into that. So,
What kind of trailer?
what kind of trailer is your favorite, Paul?
Ooh.
All time.
All time?
All time trailer for a jig.
Yeah, I will always think of like the jig and like the classic Uncle Josh pork.
The Uncle Josh pork. I'm
frogs,
serious.
Pork frogs.
But I mean, right now, I like a rage craw or a rage bug.
Rage. Yeah, you can't go wrong with those.
Just kind of dependent.
The only problem with those pork is like if you didn't take it off.
It
I
would
was just
dry
thinking
on
about
there,
that.
and you'd
My
have to bust it off with a
I'm
hammer.
serious. You had to cut that stuff off. It was terrible. So
Because it had felt on the back of it. They had felt on the back of them. So when you put it through the hook, when it dried,
that was
it
felt.
I never knew that was.
I thought it was just the skin of the
I thought it was
his
the.
skin.
Felt. It's like a
Bull.
felt. I swear. I
Bull.
swear.
We need somebody
Some
to
kind of
verify
felt.
that. Uncle Josh had felt on him. I don't either. I don't know
You never
that.
threw
so-
one?
You never.
throw.
God forbid you
I've never thrown
spill
one.
that liquid in your boat.
Good God, you'd never get that
Yeah.
smell out.
It stunk. It stunk. So, okay, all right. So before we get to number 1, you guys, I know some of you already put number 1 up. I'm going to do this. I'm going to change it up a little bit here and give everybody a quick vote on this. What is the worst bait of all time? The worst.
I know what you're going to say.
You dang right, I'm going to say. But what is the worst bait of all time? And you
Jig
got
and spoon.
a what
Jig and spoon.
is the worst bait of all
I
time?
hate
Figured
it.
it out yet.
I just hate it.
A jig and spoon is
I
yours.
hate
Helicopter lure. There we go. By the way, see, Uncle Josh is just pork skin. So that's what I don't know about that. What is your worst bait of all time? And you really can't say the banjo minnow because people actually did catch some fish on the banjo minnow.
Well,
I mean, it was just
Who?
I made a list of all the old
You
seen
did.
on
Read,
TV.
read that list off. Yeah, read
The
this
old
list off.
helicopter lure, flying lure, banjo minnow, mighty bites.
I was gonna say
Oh,
mighty
Mighty
bite was
Bite.
the worst. I was gonna say that.
Do y'all
was the
remember the
worst.
twitching lure
Yes, I seen that.
and the
What-
Cactus Jack one shot?
What
The
Oh,
question is, what's the
What-
worst one you fell for?
The worst one I ever fell
I
for.
have never bought any of those.
What was the worm that had the line wrapped around it? We were talking about it earlier.
Oh, the old do nothing worms.
They'll do nothing worm.
Yeah.
It was that gnat's been pissing me off the whole show. I'm trying to kill it. The Chuck
caught-
Whirlery
I
pull
caught-
string lure. There you go. Worst bait is the Alabama rig. Yeah, that's it. Now I will say this: it's Alabama rigs. You love it or you hate it. So I got that.
They
dang
wrinkle
The
spoon.
dancing eel, Bill Dance, dancing eel
I
crankbait.
have 9 trillion of them at my house. I don't know where they come from, but
He
they
actually
keep
got
appearing.
in my boat earlier this year, running late. So instead of bringing a tackle box,
Brought a Walmart
he
bag.
brought a Walmart bag.
With
There
a
was a
dancing
dancing
eel
eel
in
in the
it.
Walmart
You
bag.
have a dancing
Hold on,
eel
hold on. We placed in the money.
on the dancing eel.
Nope,
No.
just that night. The next week he showed up with a tackle box. We didn't make the money. So I told him, I said, from here on out, you're fishing out of a Walmart
You
bag.
fished out of a Walmart bag. That's it. Worst is a laser lure. That's a good one. But I mean,
lure's pretty bad.
listen, I
It attracts the fish in no way other lure can. It's like this crankbait or whatever the hell it was with laser pointers on it. It's like, what the hell were they thinking?
What was that one that
That's
they?
proof that late night TV and alcohol is profitable.
Oh,
to
yes,
some-
I
I'd say
can.
something-
Hell, give me 3 of them. Hold on, like
Man, we're going fishing Sunday. Give me some of them.
and then you're like, that shows up in the mail. What the hell is this? Honey, did you order me something? But
What are those crankbaits that they had? That when you dipped them in the water, they would make like a squealing noise.
Livingston lures. Livingston.
Oh God,
There
they
was
were
one.
horrible. You would pull that thing in, and you'd be like,
I
"Ah."
bought.
all of Guggen's stuff.
I bought.
Oh, shot fire.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
I bought some Livingstons and just
3 easy
Randy
payments.
Howell. All they
of
want, they choking that howler
$49.99.
and making that crawdad noise, and it's like, so you get them.
Yeah, you pull it out, and it's like,
It makes this weird noise, and then when the battery dies, it's like, what do you do?
Then listen to it.
I'm not sticking my head in the water.
Oh, there we go. All Bass Pro Shop branded lures.
absolutely not. That is a lie. You
I
want to get
will
over that.
emphatically.
Listen,
I will.
listen.
I will argue.
I know.
that one all
Listen,
day
I
long.
know a lot
Bass
of people.
Pro Shops makes a hell of a and you can
The
buy
thing-
more
the X-
of them in a pack.
I
than
bought a
some other
Livingston
companies.
prop bait. It worked for about 3
XPS
minutes.
baits.
Now the hard baits, no, but the plastics, absolutely.
I will say that everybody's going to say that I'm going to say the
that Sammy knockoff they make.
that Sammy. Yeah.
Hardware, and that thing's
You
That's
don't like
it.
the Bass Pro Shop
like
plastics?
Huh?
No, he does like the
Oh,
Bass
you
Pro
do?
Shop
Oh, I
plastics.
do.
He does like the
Yeah.
Bass
Not
Pro
the
Shop
hard
plastics.
plastics.
No, he don't like the hard baits.
That Sammy.
I don't like the
that
hard
Sammy
baits.
they make. That
Speaking of
XPS
hard, do
Sammy.
you remember the old man's hard nose?
Yeah.
I don't
worms and-
remember.
Yeah.
Oh, the hard nosed worms. Yeah,
I have,
no, I remember those.
I have 3 packs of the hard nosed swim baits in my boat.
Do you
right
really?
now. I've never even opened.
I know a lot of people are going to say that I'm going to say the Whopper Plopper is the worst bait of all time. I'm not going to say that. I know that
Just
shocks
because you don't like the bloop 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 bloop.
I don't like it. It's just not my style. But the worst, most gimmicky thing I have ever seen is relatively new. It's that dad blasted Yozuri spinnerbait with the ball on the top.
What is that?
The knuckle bust.
The knuckle buster or whatever.
Yeah, the knuckle.
Why are we reinventing the wheel there? Why would you put a round ball on the top of a spinnerbait? That was the stupidest looking thing. And Josh bought like 5 of them up there. I mean, he put one on. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You know, I don't like a Whopper Plopper, but I mean, I know Whopper Ploppers catch fish.
I was thinking of the Carl sells it now, the clutch bait or whatever, where the blades on like 2 wire.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Listen, is that Carl, the guy that does the stupid things on Facebook where we see him when he's got the outdoor hat on?
He
And all?
goes and wipes his ass
Carl
with
Von
money.
Dibble.
Oh no, listen, no, he's got the money. He's got the money, but I mean, just well, whatever. So the Yozuri knuckle, what is that comment right there? Knuckleball was stupid, and probably only lasted 1 year. I saw that, I'm like, what is this?
They've still got some at Cabela's and Ackworth.
What? The knuckle busters?
Is that in the bargain cave?
But
They
They're
need to
actually
be.
over on the aisle.
Bargain cave.
I'm gonna go buy one just because.
Has
of the
any of y'all
discontinuance
ever
so
thrown one?
fast.
Knuckle buster?
Yeah. Have you thrown one? Yes or no?
My girlfriend's nickname in high school. But
Oh my gosh. Paul's breaking out the demonetization stuff now, so we know we're trashed.
well, we got
Viewer
demonetized
discretion is
an hour ago.
advised.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we
did
did
get
that.
demonetized when you brought old Beasley over here.
CTBs.
CTBs.
It is
When you brought
CTBs.
CTBs over here.
Only normal one.
No, dude, I saw the knuckle buster or whatever.
Dang,
it
I
is,
just
and I
got
was like,
called
no, I'm good.
normal.
Yeah,
There
he
you
doesn't know
go.
you very well.
Something's wrong.
What's that?
He called me
CT just
normal.
called him normal. I said he don't know.
Oh
him
my
very well.
goodness! Yeah, no, you're right. Didn't catch crap at Latham. Well, I'm sorry, Michael. That lake's like that, up and down, up and down. So now, number one. Now I have seen the comments. A few comments
We got a
back
knuckle
up.
Defender.
Oh, who's got a knuckle defender?
Where's
The knuckle works, especially in clear water. Bull.
What?
Bull.
I've never thrown one.
That's
so I can't
like
say yes
that's
or
like
can't say
throwing
no.
that one you gave me with the big old orange beads on it.
The one Foster made.
Yeah,
I love Foster.
I do
I
too,
love
but
that.
he needs to stay away from spinnerbaits. I'm sorry, them big old orange beads ain't gonna do nothing.
I ain't gonna say nothing. All right, so Frank's Fishing. Nothing is worse than Lucky Tackle box subscription.
Garbage.
It is
orange-
garbage.
the big
It
orange
is
ones?
garbage. It's fun. Number one, Ron Swinford says an 8-inch man jelly worm, black purple with a tail dipped in chartreuse. Nice. I can't really argue that. Farmer, number one is a True Grit jig in the Farmer Special. That's just for Ryan, but it is. So Lipsticker, my number one is a spinnerbait, and that's pretty good. The knuckle has an erratic hunting-like action.
Huh?
You're buying 10?
Damn spinnerbait going like this right here.
I want my spinnerbait to be like this.
I don't
Not
know.
doing
I
like
just think
this.
it's gimmicky. I'm
We
gonna
got a
take your word
Hey.
We got a number one in Texas rig.
for it. Texas
worm.
rig worm. Again, your number one is
Read
a
it.
Texas rig with a green pumpkin finesse worm.
I know
You
he
can't
throws
beat
the
it.
fool out of that.
Now
You
what?
can't
Now,
beat
All right,
it.
I've
are
got
you and
a
I
sen-
still the same, or are we still the same on
No.
number ones? Okay, so
No.
give me your number one.
All right, I've got a sentimental number one, which is what I caught my biggest fish ever on, which is an old devil horse.
Old Devil Horse, as you go.
But I will say the number one bait of all time that more fish have been caught on it than most of the others combined.
Banjo minute.
Nope.
Beetle spin.
Beetle spin. So this is where you and I are getting pretty close. This is where you and I get. He's got the beetle spin. All right. So anyone I fish with knows I will always have a shaky head on 1/4 ounce with a Zoom U Vibe or other plastic. Derek White again. I remember that.
That's correct.
Number one, a fluke can be fished 0 to 60 feet. With some slight modifications. Number one is a Cinco. And Ryan, what was your number one?
My number one is
Spinnerbait.
right up there with, probably could be argued with yours, right up there with it. It's just an old plastic worm.
Old plastic worm. Number one, Mep spinner, just changed size for species. Paul's got a Texas rig or a Zoom trick worm. What did Beasley get?
Beasley said a jerk bait, an LC pointer.
Hey,
A Lucky Crab pointer is the greatest. Is the
pointers-
greatest lure of all time.
In clown color,
Oh,
he said.
in
in clown color.
Now,
Hey, I like the pointers though. I can't.
no, the
I can't
pointers are
argue
good.
it.
They're good. I don't know about number one of all
I've
time.
caught a lot of fish on a pointer.
Now-
Probably more than I've caught on a
Now,
vision.
listen. Here's my number one of all time, and people are going to go, what? But I want you to consider this because we said lure of all time. So I'm thinking multi-species as well, too, right here. All right, you can catch bass, you can catch brim, you can catch trout, you can catch salmon, you can catch muskies, anything. I put a rooster tail.
Yeah,
The number one bait to me of all time that's ever been produced and probably the most fish caught
you could
is a rooster tail.
you could go to any body of water in the country right now and throw a
Which
freaking
goes with the
rooster
beetle
tail and
spin,
catch
kind of the small-
something.
Ron's got my back.
Who does?
Beetle
Ron.
spin.
Mep spinner, and yeah, I also put a Panther Martin too, is like that because they're like that too. A rooster tail. So Michael Temple said, I think a rooster tail is totally not cool, but you can take a
Oh,
rooster
no.
tail in any size, and
There's
they make them
times
big,
of
they
the
make them
year.
little. That a rooster tail will outfish
That's what
anything.
Kevin said.
What has Kevin said?
That's what he said.
Danny, what is your best technique? What are you good at? Ryan is a horny toad. What is yours? I would say my best
No.
technique, honestly,
Crickets.
Crickets. I love crickets.
Balancing out the boat.
Balancing out the boat.
I get me a
Net
bucket of
man,
manners.
listen, net man. But actually,
Have you seen the new 6 cents hat?
Who was it with that
what
hat
is it?
the other day?
Says net
Says
man.
net man across the
6
top
cents.
of it.
6 cents got a net man hat. That makes sense. Actually, I tell you what my favorite is, because I can catch fish with it anywhere, anytime.
A rock crawler.
Nope.
Drop shot.
I hate to say this, but a Ned rig.
You really can catch fish anywhere, anytime.
Ned
on a
rig.
Freaking Ned rig.
A Ned rig. And then no plot twist. I'm not gonna say whopper plopper, but I think you can take a Ned rig on Latham, and if you fish in a certain spot, you're gonna catch spots. You take that same Ned rig over the thing, and you're gonna catch largemouth. And it's a straight up green pumpkin Ned rig. That's my best technique.
You can't go wrong
'Cause
with
it's very
green
slow.
pumpkin.
You can't go wrong with green pumpkin. But yeah, scratch fishing, a Ned rig. And I just think, you can catch them when they're cold, you can catch them when they're hot. So I'm just saying that would be like if I had to have a confidence bait, I had to go catch 5 fish. We ain't talking about size, but I had to go catch fish for.
That's it.
If I had to go catch fish for my family to feed them, I could feed my family every day on a Ned
Mine
rig.
would starve to death.
Yours would starve to death. So listen, I break Ned rigs off too much. That's true. You can't fish a Ned rig
Get the
without knowing.
EWG Ned rigs.
Well,
EWG
you know
heads.
you're going, but that's like buying a Jeep and then bitching about the gas mileage. That's what I tell
true.
everybody. You
Yeah.
don't buy a Jeep for gas mileage, and you don't fish a Ned rig unless you know you're going to get
And
home.
as Granddaddy used to say, if you're not getting hung up,
You ain't where the fish are.
Gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Got to risk it for the biscuit. So anyway, I mean, basically, we all kind of pretty much had the same kind of ideas and stuff like that. But what's pretty interesting in this conversation is you can see a generational gap.
What
in
is
it.
your least favorite thing to fish?
Also a Ned rig.
And
What is
also
your
Also
favorite thing
about-
that you know works
Yes.
for other people?
Exactly.
Whopper plopper.
Ned rig.
A whopper plopper.
Ned rig.
A
So
Ned
you
rig.
talk about the
It
whopper plop.
sucks.
I went fishing with Dylan Knight.
Mhm.
He's in the front of the boat. I'm in the back of the boat. He's throwing a whopper flop. I'm throwing a buzzbait. He kicked my butt.
Oh, I'm sure.
Point blank.
Yeah.
I swapped over. He still kicked my butt.
You think it's because it's in the front of the boat?
Well, I think that
He's
had a
hitting
little
real
bit to
fish.
do with it, but I think it's how you fish it also. I think the way he fishes it was a little different than the way I did,
Right. Wake up, Ryan. I know Ryan's tired. He's been working hard today.
but he just absolutely kicked my rear.
I hate. So, okay, how about that one right there? That Facebook user comment. Waiting for someone to bring up the skinny dip fishing XD.
Nude noodling.
Nude noodling.
What?
What the hell is that?
Where you go noodling,
Naked?
but you're nude.
I ain't doing that.
Lord no, them
See-
brim would be pecking me to death.
See that little worm hanging down there?
I mean, yeah, no.
I think that's called inadequate
Danny gets in the
exposure.
water.
Inadequate. I'm like, seriously. You put me in the water, the brim.
When Danny jumps in the water naked, the brim coming.
That's right. That's right. Listen, hey,
Let's say, ooh!
look at that. Yeah, like that. I got that red wiggler right there. So, all right, how about this? 'Cause we got a little more time. What is the strangest thing you ever caught a fish on?
I know what mine is.
Did I get him?
I don't know, but
Whatever
you really
you
want to kill him.
I did. I'm gonna- there he is, that little jugger. What is yours? What's the strangest thing you ever caught a fish on?
I mean, I've caught them on bare hooks.
Yeah, bear hooks don't count.
No,
But I have done, yeah.
When we
Number
were
4 gold Aberdeen hook.
Gold Aberdeen,
Yeah.
when we were like 15, we were fishing.
Oh my God, here we
Caught one
go.
on a cigarette
And we
butt.
got bored. We didn't get a bite. We hadn't got a bite. And we had some pizza combos. And I took my worm and I threaded a pizza combo onto the EWG and threw that thing out there.
And you caught a fish on a
And I
combo?
caught a bass about this big on that worm with the combo rigged on it. God,
What flavor?
God,
What flavor?
pizza.
Pizza flavored
God
combos.
struck me dead though. That we both looked at each other like, what in the hell just happened?
I was on a farm pond brim fishing, of course, with crickets, and I ran out of crickets. And that's back when I chewed tobacco. I, honest to God, pulled out some red man, and I would pull the strands of red man out and break them off in about 2-inch pieces, and I would hook it like a red wiggler and throw it out there. And I'm telling you, the second it hit the water, swoom, there went that thing. I waylaid brim on a whole pack of red man one time. I'm
On the
serious.
same lines as me.
What?
So Jeremy caught one on a gummy worm one day.
On a gummy worm. A bullhead catfish on a chicken McNugget. That might be 5-pound bass on a tiny yellow marabou crappie jig. Listen, that happens more often. My actual
I
best
caught one of
day,
them,
a straw from McDonald's. Oh, I'd like to hear that story. That's interesting.
Yeah, I want to hear
I
that.
I've seen them call them
I
on
actually
bacon.
make a straw lure for ladyfish in the ocean.
Mhm.
I actually make one and get pink straw and cut that thing up and put it on
I got
there
no
and
wonder he caught
rig
fish.
it.
I got him addicted to nicotine. That's right. Hot dogs or a beer can tab. Now, hey, now that I could say that if you look on certain cans, now I think it's
They
Sweetwater, ain't it?
They have it where you can cut it.
You can cut it and make
Into
a
a
fish hook
hook.
out of the thing on top of a Sweetwater beer can. Yeah, I did. That was
I've never
strange.
run out of cans again.
Y'all ever fish for catfish with like marshmallows and stuff like that?
We used to fish with chicken livers, dog food.
That I've done, but I saw a guy pull up
Little
beside us
soft
with
dog.
marshmallows
We would
one
do
time. I'm like, what?
when we would go catfishing. We would do chicken livers wrapped in bacon.
That's a waste of bacon.
No,
Yeah, I mean that's back when you could afford to do that crap. You can't do that now.
You wanted
No,
to catch
bacon's
catfish
$12
though.
a
Let me
pound.
tell you something.
Seriously.
That bacon grease puts something off mixed in with that chicken liver. And we would wrap it in a pantyhose.
I've done the pantyhose things with
Yeah.
chicken liver. The what'd you say?
Panty drop.
The panty dropper. That was the name of my Mustang when I was in eighth grade or 18
Yeah,
years old.
see that?
When you're in 8th grade, you're
No,
See,
no,
Mustang,
no.
that's the
I mean, I
panty
said
See what
that.
Jeremiah said. Say I've done that too. That's what
Sabiki
we're
rig.
talking about. That. It's
I
called a
used to use
sabiki
my dad's
rig.
sockets as sinkers when I was a kid. It pissed him off. I guess so. You probably use
Yeah,
the
I'm sure they're
5/16
expensive.
and the quarter because they're all the number 8 and the number 10.
No, it was all the
Where the hell's
10.
my number 10 at? Yeah, go ahead.
Where's my
It's at the
10
bottom of the
millimeter?
lake right there. So, catfish will eat soap too. Though I've
Yes.
never done that. I can't. I've got some great stories that I can't tell
Them
on air.
African-
but-
Jeremy Wade went over there one time on River Monsters, and the Africans were so poor that they actually baited their long lines across the Congo River with soap.
with soap.
Yeah. That's
Well,
talking about what
10
Jeremiah
millimeter,
said.
that's
You don't
it.
laugh. You can go look at my boat down in the bilge. There's a bar of ivory soap in there.
See, look at Kurt. So he ran out of crickets and he rolled his chewing gum into a worm-looking thing and cough. And seriously, you can make do with what
I
There's
guess
ways.
that's the true bubblegum color.
That is it. Listen, the first time, and I've told people this probably on this show too. The first time my cousin brought a pack of bubblegum trickworms, we were fishing over at Twin Lakes in Cumming, and I said, "What the hell are you gonna catch with that thing?" He goes, "Just wait." And and that's the first time I've seen a trickworm fish that way. He wore me out with those things, and I've been converted to the bubblegum forever. But it don't look like nothing. I don't know why. Why fish hit that in the methylate?
When they'll say
Methylate
match,
is my
match the
favorite
hatch.
color.
What are you matching?
You don't. That's what I'm saying. I think they just hit it
I
because
love methylate.
so like that. So the straw lure like that. So, I mean, good grief. So where? How about
Oh, and those Berkeley fish strips.
Berkeley fish strips?
Those are the-
Big
Little
League
bitty
Chew. That's
strips that
right.
you cut up. They're like basically cloth, and you put them on your hook.
They do that stuff for like you can buy that crap for like sea fish now down there where they make those little strips.
Dude, when we went and jacking on them permit and them pompano down at Cape Sandblast, we were literally
Yes,
having a hook.
yes, that's
with
it.
Those things. And I showed you the picture. Guy told us, he's like, man, these fish strips are legit. So we bought like 2 different colors of them. And Bronson throws it out there and he walks away. And Rod goes, boom, 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 boom. Oh, had 2 of them.
Yeah,
Little bitty permit like this big.
a little bit on them fish strips like that.
on
Yeah,
them fish
I don't
strips,
even
and
know.
We
I don't
wired
even
them out
know.
on them, dude.
I don't even know what that is. So
Big League Chew. God,
seriously, no,
never
same
heard of
thing. Now in high school, because you weren't allowed to dip in football and stuff like that, we would take the Big League Chew and we would.
Pour it out of the bag.
Well, no, we'd chew it up and we would spread it out, and then we would take Copenhagen or dip and we would put it inside that and we'd roll it up, and in our mouthpieces, we would put the bubble gum in our mouthpieces. So we had to
That
dip
is
the whole football.
disgusting.
It is, but it works. It really pisses the other team off when you're spitting on them. Little things, you know. Who was? Oh,
That's it. The fish bite strips. Yeah,
fish bite strips.
Yeah,
so they
that's
do
what they're
work,
called.
but they do work in salt water.
They do
That's a
work.
very popular thing like that. So, all right. So we're getting Danny knows. I do seriously. I mean, I've done stuff like that. When you grew up poor like I did, you fished with whatever you could. 22 bullet.
What?
Yeah, my
You
dad.
caught fish on a 22 bullet?
Hell, no, I didn't catch him. I shot him.
Dummy.
No, seriously. I was. Now,
There's
listen,
one.
back in the day.
Why are you shooting fish?
Because we had a farm pond back there, and the first
With a
gun I got was a
22?
Marlin 22, and my dad said, any turtle that you see on that lake, I want you to shoot.
That's a turtle, not a fish.
I know, but when you're down there and all of a sudden you see like a big one swimming across the water, you're like, all right, there's a boat. If I pop him right in a certain spot, I'm going to go out there and get that fish. I didn't say I was the smartest creature in the woods, but, And then bullets don't go too deep in the water either. They can
No,
ricochet.
they ricochet.
It wasn't a smart thing. A bobby pin and a shoelace on a stick. There you go. That would work
That's a
too.
new one.
That would work too. So, you know, we did a lot of stupid things growing up that we don't do now. And
But it was fun.
it was fun. I hear guys coming in the store and they're talking about all this, and that's what I'm saying. Like, give me a tube of crickets and a pencil float, and fishing is fun.
I watched Zach Rice shoot a bullfrog about this big in a pond with a bow.
Did it
not
with a bow?
Not at
night? In the middle of the
night. We seen him way over there, and he was click click
Shooting fish in a barrel.
and, and all I heard was schwack. He came walking back over there with a bullfrog like the size of this cup.
That's unbelievable.
With an arrow scope.
Yeah, with a broadhead.
With a broadhead.
What is the strangest thing you've ever pulled in on a hook?
A beer can.
Sex stone. You don't know what a sex stone is, do you?
You can't
Can't say that.
I know I'm not allowed to say it, but I
It's
think
a
everybody knows-
freaking rock. That's what a sex
freaking
stone is. It's
rock.
a freaking rock. But
I've caught one, pulled it
My
out with a boat on
strangest thing was I was fishing with my granddaddy Herndon. We were at a dairy pond down in South Georgia. We were fishing with crickets, and my cork started bobbing. I had a cane pole, picked it up, and when I picked it up, there was a water moccasin crawling across the hook.
well, now I have caught a snake, but I caught it on a floating Rapala, and I saw that snake and I was just screwing with it. Somebody in Latham panties.
it. Right.
Michael Temples, you really honestly pulled up a bra.
I believe it.
Hold on. We had a guy at the 2-day,
Caught two dugout hats. Two.
out
on
of
a
the same tree.
spoon.
It's a good place for a dugout hat, that's all I'm saying. you had them fish North Georgia hats, they float. Yeah, somebody wore a dugout hat tonight, and I said, listen, if you're watching
What
and you're
about
from
the
the
guy-
dugout, I'm just
What about the
kidding.
guy who was
I'm
throwing the
just kidding.
crankbait a couple of years ago on Lanier, and he dang snags a dang van with a dead body in it?
What?
Oh, the
Yeah,
Pants in the back.
they went up there to go get his crankbait back, and it was dong dong dong. And they go up there, dang, it's metal. Get down there, and it's a tank.
I will say this: I've never really caught
a
anything
bag with a dead
strange.
cat in it.
Somebody caught a crappie last year on Latham that had a stringer on it. And I did see that had the stringer in it, so somebody had put it on a stringer.
And it got away.
Hoover vacuum cleaner.
All right.
Speaking of Hoover,
that had to suck.
I caught a spot with a coal tag in it one time.
And listen, speaking
cold
of that,
tag in
it? Yeah.
speaking of that, I'm
Did
gonna
you
play.
keep the
I'm gonna
cold
play off that
Yeah.
because we're 2 hours in, and hopefully all the kids have gone to sleep. But in high school, let's just say I had an aluminum boat. We're on a farm pond, and I had a friend of the other gender in the boat, and I was trying to talk. You know what? High school.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Had the
It's all right,
pole.
we're already on
Listen.
it.
Had the pole hanging off, and I threw bass minnows back in there. And I'm sitting like I'm serious
My buddy caught a blow up, dog.
in the hoops. And talking with the body.
Jeremiah was like, what?
That might
Was it on
beat
a mag
mine.
draft?
That might beat mine. That might beat mine. Because all I was going to say was I was in an uncompromising position when I got a bite, and I actually caught a bass while I was in an uncompromising position. And I had to say, "Hold on." I had to say, "Hold on a second, because my pole's
How
going."
many times last year
Huh?
when I go to pee and just turn
A
around,
surfer- a
and I'm sitting there
surfer.
fishing.
Surfer off a pier, he was pissed. I would say so.
He got me beat.
Guy's just minding his own business. And swag. Oh,
I'm going the other way.
I got a biggie.
Danny, maybe I shouldn't have asked that question.
You probably shouldn't, but
Head shaking.
he's head shaking. Somebody get a net. Yes, scratch fishing. I did catch a blowfish. The things that happen on a boat. That was when I remember my.
Is your
my-
wife watching?
I hope the hell not. But I remember having my dad never did the birds and the bees talk or nothing like that. He just you figure that crap out on your own. But he had one of his buddies took me fishing one time, and that's the first time I ever heard it called sunshine. Because my mom and dad did not like the girl I was dating, and it was Ricky, bless his soul. He's dead and gone now, but he looked at it and he goes, son, she's got that sunshine, ain't she? And I said, yes, sir, she does. He goes, it don't matter what your daddy says. And you know what? I've been married to that woman for 26 years now. But he did. You got that sunshine. I said, yes, sir. Things you learn in a boat fishing. But that I will never forget to the day I die, him looking right at me and just being serious as all can be. Because I was like, Ricky, my mom and dad just don't like the girl I'm dating and all that. And we're having a hard time. He goes, she got that sunshine. And I said, yes, sir, she does. Like that. He goes, no, you don't get rid of that. So these are great memories. We should have had that probably last episode since it was already demonetized. But anyway.
No, this one was demonetized about 30 minutes into it.
But you know what? Who gives a crap? I mean, seriously, we have fun and like that.
Show.
It's our show.
It's
Until
fun.
YouTube kicks us off, and we're going to have to start like the Trump. We'll get Trump, us put it on his channel. I'm sure he's coming out with one.
We'll get the TikTok show going next.
When I was a kid,
15-second increments.
when I was a kid, my uncle caught my Mickey Mouse fishing pole, damn near pulled me over. He's on the other side going, I got one! No. So, yeah, that's good stuff like that. So, anyway, all right, so we've been going for a little over 2 hours now. We're gonna kind of end the show up. You guys got anybody y'all want to shout out while we're here? What's going on with that? What's going on with the ABA 125?
This Saturday, Carter's Dam Site. Registration is, and I'm fixing to screw this one up, 4:30 to 6, I think.
Boy, that's early, man. That's
Yeah, it
early.
is. I don't
At
get
the
up
dam
that
site
early.
route.
Alex Pierce will be there. How about you? What you got going on with the 35?
The Saturday after Thanksgiving, the 27th, we're at Blue Ridge.
Right? Did y'all just have one?
Yeah, we just had one at Notley. It was
Terrible. It was terrible. That's all right.
It-
So
it's middle of the turnover.
I come in 5th.
you come in 5th.
Yeah, it was middle of the turnover.
Nathan, I want to address this. Number one, Michael Temples. I'll be here Saturday, and that's fine. I'll have your order ready, and you can come pick it up. Nathan, I want to address this thing. Thanks for the show, guys. Really enjoy it. Listen, we actually have a lot of fun doing this. I hope you guys will share and try to get other people to watch it and help us try to grow it. But we really enjoy the Thursday nights here at the shop. And again, anytime you guys are in the area, you're always welcome to come up here and hang out with us. We have a lot of fun. The after show's fun. The pre-show's fun.
His name, but he threw his damn bait across the lake, and then them blue heron or one of them big old cranes blew right through that thing. We had to hog that thing down to get his bait back.
I did catch a goose one time, but it was.
I caught a couple of them.
I did catch a goose one time, but I'm not gonna lie, it was pissing me off.
Were you playing Duck Duck Goose? Or
No,
what?
no,
You
it
try to
was.
side hook it?
Oh, I'd neck that son of a gun.
I throw my horny toad.
All right, listen,
duck sometimes.
that son of a
When they're
gun-
going
listen.
down the bank, I'll take your horny toad.
No, I had. It was
I've slung
probably
jigs
a
at
Rapala.
ducks.
It had treble hooks in it, and the thing was out there, and it was just honking at me, and I got pissed off at it, and I said, "Swoom!" and it just wrapped around its neck, and hooked it, and it just took off.
And then
So-
you're sitting there and
Oh
it's
no, hell, I landed
slipping
it.
drag.
No, I landed it. I
Names have
landed
been
it.
removed from this story to protect the innocent, but was fishing with a guy, Carolina rig, 1 ounce lead, jet ski, round.
Oh yeah, I know what's coming,
Wouldn't go away. He reared back and fired it.
and made contact.
Yeah, he
I always keep
caught a guy
egg
on a
centers.
jet ski.
I bought a lot of them balls.
My buddy
and
hooked a
weights
beaver
for
one
that.
time, and it peeled all his line
Dude,
off.
you ain't turning a beaver.
No.
That's like a striper on. So it's gone. You ain't turning a beaver.
That thing's gone, dude.
Oh
Thing's
my
gone.
goodness.
You might as
So
well just throw everything in the lake.
What did you
I'm going
say?
home.
Hold him hook. Hold
Frank's
him hook.
fishing. I got a loon on a mega bass jerk bait. So I mean, we've all done it. You know, we've all done it.
Wait, the loons are the ones that dive, right?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I actually know a couple people who've snagged them things.
I actually had a guy come in here today, and he was talking about being a football coach over at Alpharetta, and I had to pull back one of them stories back when I was. This is pre-Jesus, Danny, and I used to spotlight a little bit. I remember when that high school was being built. We popped 2 off that hill one night off Kimball Bridge Road. Yeah, I mean,
Statute of limitations.
statute of limitations are gone, baby, and you can't prove it. You know, but my dad remembered it when he came home. And there was a couple deer laying across the hood of his car. He was not happy with me. So anyway, so Ryan, you got anybody you want to shout out? Paul, any of you guys before we head out? Y'all good? You good for tonight?
Duncan Crickets.
Give me one more for Toys for Tots.
Oh, that's right. So Big Shanty Bassmasters, Toys for Tots going out of Gatewood, Alatoona this Saturday. You can still register at the dugout till 6 p.m. tomorrow night. I don't know if they're doing it morning of. check with them on their Facebook page. But I think it's $60 an angler plus an unwrapped toy.
Or two or
three or four. And if you're in the Gatewood area and you're not going to fish it, go ahead and
Got some Barbie dolls.
get some Barbie dolls. Just go give them some presents. And again, if you
I'm tour guide Barbie.
you're what Barbie?
Tour guide Barbie.
Do they still have the fat Barbie out? You know, the more modern woke Barbie.
What can't you do with me?
What can't you do it?
with me?
Fall out of this chair laughing at it.
What
What you do with me?
do they still have the fat Barbies out for Christmas this year?
Plump Barbies.
The plump Barbie. They took her breast away and gave her a gut and hips. I don't know. So anyway, beer belly.
Yes,
so,
Black
the electric
Friday.
tournament, yes.
Yes, Black Friday,
Barner.
hard labor. Barner, not hard labor.
Barner. So they're going to do that. So, and again, hey, listen, raffle tomorrow. I'm going to put out the guide list. I want you guys to try to tell everybody, hey, if they want a trip with this guide,
Come to the store, Kurt We Hunt.
Come to the store. I got to get Kurt Wehunt that list on those Azuma stuff. He's going to kill me.
Yeah, we got to get
Let's
you
do
that
that
Zuma
tomorrow.
stuff. Let's do that.
And I'll do that. But guys,
first.
listen.
We will do that first thing in the morning.
We do. Remember, hey, go ahead and start marking your calendars for Jimbo's Fishing Exposition. That's going to be at the Lanier Center.
You can get my autograph.
In coming, you can get Ryan's autograph. I don't know what the hell it's going to be worth, but maybe one day it'll be worth some money.
Autograph and
Monetary.
Where to donate to the injured hunter? Okay, let me do this real quick, serious, while I got some people watching. So there's a couple of ways, all right? If you want to just straight donate money, you can hit me up on Messenger, and I can give you either PayPal or Venmo, and you can send money directly. If you want to buy raffle tickets, they're $10 a piece for either the fishing or the hunting. You can do that the same way on PayPal, and I've actually got to send some people their numbers tomorrow. Or you can go by the store. You can come in here and buy it like that. Again, there's several different ways. You can also fish that tournament that Chris Taylor's putting on Black Friday at Little Hall, and of course the electric only tournament on Barner on Black Friday, and then what? What?
We're talking.
I know y'all are killing me. I'm getting confused. You know, my brain works, so I'm trying to get
Got
this.
that COVID brain.
Barbie with beer bellies. It has been a long day. Fishing with Farmer. If you're going to Carter's this weekend, think shallow. Wink, wink,
That's
wink.
what I told.
Hell, his ass will be in 70 foot of water.
Yeah.
He'll be
Came up here this morning. He was like, "I'm in trouble."
They ain't no cat head rock in Carter.
No 4 pound spots.
Them spot bass. Them
No
spot
4 pound
bass.
spot bass
Them
either.
spot bass. Again, tomorrow the trips with the guides are coming out, so we'll do all that. So anyway, just hit me up on Facebook, guys. We appreciate you spending your Thursday nights with us. If you watch this later on YouTube at some point, and Paul brought it back up, and we're going to start doing it. I don't know if it'll be this episode or not, but we are going to start putting these back on iTunes and Spotify, and so you guys can listen to it at any time. And
We will be in trouble, man.
yeah, we might get kicked. We might get kicked
off iTunes.
We might get kicked off.
This at a later date.
Yeah, if you're watching this at a later day, we're sorry if you're a Spaniard or any of those things like that. We really didn't mean it. We love everybody. We do love everybody. I mean, that's right. You guys, we'll see you next Thursday. You guys come by the shop.